It's Pauline from Chronically Spicy, and I am here with some more, unfortunately, tragic news regarding food allergies and the connection with food delivery apps. This is a story from snacksafely.com. And what we're talking about here is a story from 2021 that has recently been officially turned into an active investigation with an inquest. And it's an Australian incident, but the restaurant, I believe, is either similar to or exactly the restaurant we're all thinking it is. And I will tell you right now, we have not ordered. If I can't see them make the food, we don't order from them because of this, because we can't see them make the food. Uh, Quite honestly, I'm waiting for baby monitor type like camera action. Like if you have a food allergy, there needs to be cameras on those hands. Seriously. But let's get into the story because this is super important. And we definitely all need to be aware of what is going on with food allergies and delivery apps and safety. All right. All right. This is 1 second. Share page. All right. So share. This is a snacksafely.com right here. This is their Facebook page. Make sure you follow them for food allergy news. They have 50,000 followers, and that's pretty amazing because it's an incredible page with a lot of great information, and I follow them all the time, and I love the Rosie the Riveter with the EpiPens. I think it's a brilliant logo. Now on to the story. Let's go here because it is the top story just posted 11 hours ago. Snacksafely.com. Death of teen from anaphylaxis. 1 second. There. Now I'm sharing the right screen. Death of teen from anaphylaxis prompts investigation into food delivery apps. I'm going to apologize ahead of time in case I accidentally mispronounced his name. But here's his face so that you can see. James Tsindos, a 17-year-old Cypriot living in Australia, died in May 2021 after eating a burrito bowl he ordered online via the food delivery app Deliveroo. He was unaware the dish contained cashews to which he was allergic. After eating the dish, James's lips began to swell, his throat began to tingle, and he suffered abdominal pain. He called the restaurant and was told the dish he ordered contained cashews. His father called emergency services, who arrived within 11 minutes and administered a dose of epinephrine, to which James responded well. He was taken to a local hospital but developed wheezing an hour later, perhaps a result of a biphasic reaction or a secondary allergic reaction. His condition deteriorated rapidly and he subsequently suffered cardiac arrest. He was transferred to the intensive care unit but was removed from life support on June 1st. An attorney for the family said there were questions about the medical care James received, citing inconsistencies between hospital and ambulance records. Said the attorney, the family have grave concerns about the method in which the burrito bowl was advertised on Deliveroo. It made it very difficult to find any mention that cashews were any part of the makeup of the dish. Today, coroner Sarah Gerbert ordered an inquest into his death, saying numerous medical experts had differing opinions regarding the treatment given to James during his reaction. The court proceeding will likely take place in July or August of this year. Gerbert said that restaurants and takeout businesses were not required to tell customers if food included ingredients like nuts. That's insane. She pledged to call medical experts to give evidence and to inquire with the Victorian Health Department to see whether further community education was necessary or regulations governing delivery apps needed to be updated. With the family in the courtroom, the coroner said, "I understand from all the material, he was a beautiful young man. It's not only a loss for us, for yourselves, it's a loss for our community as well. We send the Tsindos family our heartfelt condolences for their unimaginable loss. We wish them strength and solace in the months to come as the inquest draws near and hope it brings them some measure of closure." Let's take this opportunity to discuss the problems with the delivery apps to the food allergy community, because, oh my gosh, there's a lot. I'd love to see what your thoughts are in the comments on food delivery apps if you order, and what you do to try and keep yourself safe if you order, and what restaurants, if even what restaurants or what apps you find might be the safest. Continuing with the story, restaurants change their recipes and ingredients all the time, and sometimes those changes may not even be reflected in the establishment's own menu, much less a delivery app. But even when such changes occur, you have no idea when they will be synchronized with the food delivery apps. So does synchronization occur monthly, quarterly? Is it a manual process prone to mistakes? Kind of like what happened with Orla Blacksondale, and the cookie that was not, did not disclose peanuts as an allergen after it was repackaged by the grocery store and with a brand new ingredients list. So like, and that's I mean, that's not even a food delivery app. That's just a human mistake. I'll link that story in the description box. Assuming all the menu information is up to date and you found a menu item you believe is safe for your food allergy, you must inform the restaurant of your allergies to ensure they handle your food safely. If you provide this information via the app, you have no idea how that information is passed to the restaurant and to whom. Is the person who receives that information trained to understand the implications? Will they warn the kitchen staff? Has the kitchen staff been trained to understand allergies on how to avoid cross contact? For these reasons, we encourage you to avoid food delivery apps altogether and call the restaurant directly and speak with the manager. Describe your allergies in detail. And if you aren't sure you can be safely accommodated, do not order from them. And that's from the coroner who ordered the inquest. One second. So I am going to see if we have any chat. Hi, Talmaj. I would love to find out, what do you think is, first, I'll share my experience, but I would love to hear your thoughts. if you have food allergies, do you use food delivery apps? If you do use food delivery apps, which ones do you use? How do you accommodate or account for food allergies and handling and safety? Some restaurants, like the one I'm thinking they might be discussing in this story, which shall remain nameless. But you can see the food being prepared when you go in to order, because you have to order at the counter and it goes down the line. And then you sit down with your food if you're eating there, or you leave with your bag. I have only ordered from them for my daughter, who my husband and daughter both have celiac disease. I know, not life threatening, but it's going to be a really bad day. And if my husband has even a touch of cross contamination, if they replate, if his food touches a plate or a surface that touched gluten, the day's done. My daughter's not as sensitive, but she still has celiac disease. So I have on 2 occasions, I believe, ordered with one food delivery app for her and a friend when my husband and I were out, and they didn't have a car to go pick up food. Okay. But I didn't know if the food was did they change their gloves like they were supposed to? Was it one person handling their food all the way down the line like they're supposed to? Did they wash their hands before they changed their gloves? Did they make sure they didn't touch anything else, like any flour tortillas or anything? Like all of that. And then I'm allergic to wheat, I'm allergic to gluten, I'm allergic to latex, coconut, banana, avocado, and the last 4 are anaphylaxis and EpiPens. All right. And I've had multiple issues, even ordering in person, because some restaurants you can't even see food being prepared. However, the story brings up a lot of questions when it comes to food delivery apps. And you're right, Tomasz says the food delivery app should disclose the allergens the same way that restaurants do. But here's another example for you with restaurants and issues. One restaurant that we used to order from, which was basically, I'm not sure if it's a chain or not. I think it was a relatively new chain. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm just going to say very much like the restaurant in question that I suspect is being spoken about here. However, actual Mexican food coming from a Mexican. Mom first generation, dad mom first generation. I'm first generation and second generation on both on each side. So dad was from Mexico. So like when I say the food from this place was authentic, it was. However, on their menu, on the screen, on the actual menu, it said that their nachos were gluten free. And the problem is that I know to ask them if do you make your nachos in the store? The answer was yes. Okay. Are your nachos fried in the same oil that your chimichangas, that your flautas, that your sopapillas, all of the things made with flour, tortillas, are they fried in the same oil, the same basket as all of that? Or are they fried in a separate in their own dedicated vat of oil? The answer was they're fried in the same one. And I said that means it's not gluten free. And that also means that you're going to have some very confused and very, very ill customers who are sometimes going to put 2 and 2 together and sometimes not. and that needs to change. Let's see, they opened maybe a year before we moved. And I don't think that information, I wrote corporate, but that information was still on the menu that you saw when you ordered. And if you didn't know the right question to ask, then you were going to have a bad day if you had an issue with gluten. How many other problems are we looking at like that? And you're right. The food delivery apps do need to disclose allergens the same way that restaurants do. And there needs to be some kind of accountability for awareness, because unless you are actually dealing with the food allergy yourself or caring for someone, or suddenly realize you're the parent of a child with a life-threatening allergy, you know what? You don't care and you don't know, because you don't have to care and you don't have to know. I didn't learn until I had to learn. And quite honestly, my CPAP probably kept me alive a few months ago when my throat slammed shut when overnight, because I had a delayed reaction to eating what I didn't realize was a banana. It was a tamal wrapped in a banana leaf. By the time I woke up, I had pinholes to breathe through because my airway was so jammed. It was my tonsils were so swollen. Tomash says, when I took my food handler safety course, about a quarter of the course was about allergies, which was an hour's worth. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's like the medical school equivalent of like about how much they actually learn about all the chronic illnesses that, our community talks about, because food allergies and chronic illnesses often go hand in hand. And food allergy itself is a chronic illness. It's something you live with for sometimes it can be outgrown, but for a lot for those who can't, it's a chronic illness. It's a chronic issue. And this is our mast lactation syndrome, random anaphylaxis to anything, and high histamine foods. And you've got gastro issues, you've got IBS, you've got gluten, you've got wheat allergy, you've got seafood allergy, you've got tree nut allergy, you've got everything, everything. And you've got all of these rare conditions, and I say rare because I think a lot of us are underdiagnosed, and it's not, things aren't as rare as people think. And doctors get like this much information on our various conditions through all of their training. So when I walk in the door and I'm as complicated a case as you're ever going to get, the doctors are very quickly going to wish I hadn't walked through their door. And I understand that I am not the favorite patient because of all of those complexities. Not only do I have multiple chronic illnesses, I also have multiple allergies, and those allergies also limit me down to very specific rescue meds that I can use for stabilization. Well, meds that I can use for stabilization and rescue. And I have to be able to explain that to everyone. So it's very, very difficult. So I can understand with this super, I'm so sorry for this kid's family. But, and I'm not saying he did anything wrong, because he didn't. He ordered what he thought looked safe based on the information that he had available. Keep in mind, this was also in 2020. Just a lot happened, a lot of changes in 3 years. There was less awareness then. I've been allergic to latex for 16 years. I found out I was allergic to latex when I was diagnosed with an allergy to something called ethylene tetrachloride, or my daughter was 7 months old. I didn't learn until 3 years ago that latex fruit syndrome was an issue, and that I was allergic to bananas and avocados, and a bunch of other things. Like, I understand why he ordered, because he thought he could. But I will tell you right now, I now know that I do not, if I can't see, if I cannot be given either a complete allergen list, or the restaurant can't guarantee complete safety when it comes to cross contamination with either coconut for me, or gluten for my husband. We don't order. We do not. Tomash says, my allergist gave me studies to look at related to MCAS. I definitely appreciated that, and it had helped me trust him. That, Tomash, I'd like to, is your allergist accepting patients? Because I'm looking for an allergist. I guess the closest one, I've been looking one for a few months, and the closest one is something like 4 hours away, I think, in this state, in Georgia. I'm probably going to be looking in the Jacksonville, Florida area. But I'm going to tell you right now, basics that I've learned for food allergy awareness. And yes, do I believe that there needs to be change made for food delivery safety? Because it's not the driver's fault, it's the app itself. The driver had nothing to do with creating the dish. The driver's picking up what it's almost like the server did not create the dish that's brought to the guest. It's the kitchen staff. And I've had this conversation with multiple. When I was a waitress, I had to tell the kitchen staff off one night because he got mad about somebody's food allergy request, and I went off just because my father taught me the right way. He was my trainer as a server. Yeah, long story short, I was like, you either make the food the way you're supposed to, or you can go explain to the person yourself why they're not getting their food the way it's supposed to be so that they're safe, because you're getting paid hourly and I'm getting paid by tips. And I'm not risking someone's life going to the hospital because you're not listening. So either you do what the way you're supposed to, or I'm not taking them their food and telling them that they need to eat elsewhere. And the manager was standing right there like this with his arms crossed, looking directly at the chef, who was apparently having an attitude night. And after he complied, and made the dish, he was relieved of his duties. Utah, if he takes telehealth, I'm interested. Oh, because, oh my goodness, I haven't had a really good allergist since we lived in Tucson, which I was allergic to. But yeah, good Lord, you guys, seriously, do you have? I would love for you to please go into the comment section, and share your thoughts. Share the story for food allergy awareness. Okay, I know the story happened. The actual incident happened in 2021, but the inquest was recently just opened, so it's a fresh story. It's a new story. And this comes on the heels of the Orla Baxendale case. and I recently shared a story about Sergio Lopez, who passed away from ordering food at a Mexican restaurant where he asked 3 times if the meal he was ordering was peanut free, and the owner he was told it just contains spices, and then he had an anaphylactic reaction, because it can the vegetarian tacos that he ordered were made with peanut butter. And the restaurant owner's defense was, "Hi, Mallory." Yeah, the restaurant's owner's defense was, "Well, he asked about peanuts, not peanut butter." And that was why FAIR, the Food Allergy and Research and Education Network, or nonprofit, had an issue with the clip that Uber Eats did, in fact, decide to remove from from the Super Bowl ad that ran. Thank you, Uber Eats. Um, I appreciate that you listened. So many people in the food allergy community appreciate that you listened, because the commercial clip that was removed was a clip of a man whose eye was swelling shut and his face was covered in hives as he was holding a bottle of peanut butter with a spoon and was like, "There's peanuts and peanut butter? Oh, it's a primary ingredient." And it sounds ridiculous, but it's not, but it's reality. Mallory, yeah, thank you for copying over. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm only going to be doing a few more of my lives on TikTok so that I can try and get people over onto YouTube, because there's so many benefits on YouTube and Facebook, considering especially the fact that the live does not disappear. So and I have playlists, so I can add this to the food allergy or in the news playlist, which is super important because you can't do playlists on TikTok until you get to a certain number of followers, and I'm almost there, but like I need the playlist now. So yeah, if you're watching on TikTok, I am on Facebook and YouTube right now, but I highly suggest YouTube for subscription, because this is not going to go on my chronically spicy Facebook page until after I have shared the link, because I have to put it on my personal Facebook page, because I don't have the cash to pay the $15 a month for the pro plan right now. Not until I get some until I get regular supporters. What was So I will add Patreon also, and a few other. I will add the links to the stories that I discussed. Orla Baxendale with the cookie, and with the undisclosed peanuts. Sergio Lopez, whose mother, by the way, did not sue the restaurant. He was only 24 at the time. His mother did not sue the restaurant. Instead, she took her grief and turned it into advocacy, and spent the next, I think, 9 years going to the state legislature and passed the Sergio Lopez Food Allergy Safety Awareness Act. And now it's required in the state of Texas for every restaurant to have food allergy awareness, like hand posters in the food handling sections, where that describe, everything from like different food allergies to how to handle food safely, and all of these things that are just necessary. People need to, if you're touching people's food, you need to know, and preparing it from scratch, you need to at least have the basic understanding that when someone asks you if a food contains peanuts, that if it's made with peanut butter, you better say yes. Or if you go to a restaurant and you say, um, and even though celiac disease is not a food allergy, this is why restaurant workers are, just to simplify things, it's an autoimmune condition, but to simplify things, and because it's, otherwise it would just be too difficult to understand in like a fast food or restaurant industry, like a setting. You say, I'm having a food, when you order, you say gluten free, they ask you food allergy or preference. You just say food. If it's an actual food allergy, you say food allergy, because that means they then need to follow the actual protocol for how to handle the food, versus just, well, I'm eating food. I'm eating gluten free for preference, and that's fine, but like, oh my god. Yeah, Mallory, that there is still not, she could have used it for yeah, exactly. She did advocate. She advocated, and she was at every state legislature um uh session for years, and was able to get this act passed in her son's memory. I did that story a few days ago. It should be in the news section on a playlist on my YouTube channel, so you can read it there. I have to still go back in, I believe, and change the thumbnail so that it's not the restream generic one, because again, with the app um, free version, that's what I've got. I can change it manually after, but I haven't changed it before. I can't change it before. So, but yeah, when I go to restaurants, when we lived in the state of Tucson, okay, this is the last example I'll give. I'm severely allergic to mesquite. We actually were told we had to leave the state of Tucson by our allergist because of how allergic my daughter and I both were. I scored I scored I scored on, like I did this on purpose. But my allergy was so bad that the allergist was like, you couldn't be more allergic. And by the way, he told me that, and I will see if I can find a study or anything from a reputable source to link in the description box. But apparently, mesquite, the kind you cook with, the kind you make barbecue sauce with, the kind your chips are flavored with, the kind you put in your fire pits, um, that those pods that come from that tree, those are legumes. And I have not seen them listed anywhere as a latex allergy cross, because legumes, including tree nuts, are latex allergy crosses. Did not know that. I had no idea. I learned that like last year. But 13 years ago, my allergist, I love mesquite. Yeah. I used to love it too, but I couldn't figure out when my husband came home from work, because he used to work outside in the environment, in the desert, when we were in Tucson, and he'd come home from work, and the second he walked in the house, my eyes were as red as my bandana. I was crying, not because of allergies, just tears, sneezing violently a few times, so badly that I twisted and popped, like I have connective tissue disorder. So sneezing so violently that I ended up having to have emergency chiropractor visits, and eventually we had to go out and buy high end, like sanitary, like the washer and dryer that had like sanitation, like sanitary, like totally sanitizing like settings on them and everything, because and he had to change in the garage before he came inside the house, like the whole bit, and bring his clothes in a bag. It was insane. Um, it was nuts. But there were restaurants we couldn't go to anymore because they cooked over open flames, and they all used food allergy. They all used mesquite. So yeah, like there was a lot, and we had to stop eating the local honey because that was an issue. Like and that's just one allergy. We're not even talking about the coconut allergy or the latex allergies. But like at 17, I'm in my 40s, okay? At 17, would I have had a clue? No. Um, no, at all. I would not have a single clue. I have a friend. You want to know how severe we're talking about with cross contaminants? I have a friend who is a registered nurse who she's allergic to latex and and a lot of latex fruit crosses. I know the one allergy we don't share is coconut. However, she walked into a patient's room 5 minutes after one of her patients, uh, after a patient's roommate had finished eating a slice of melon, cantaloupe. Okay, I think it was. It doesn't matter because all melon is a cross for it has latex allergy cross potential. Um, Melon, cantaloupe, honeydew, all of it. Anyway, she's wearing a full hazmat suit, walked into the patient's room, and immediately went into anaphylaxis 5 minutes after the roommate finished eating their slice of melon. And her patient had to call code so that she could had to press for the code. And luckily, the emergency room was directly across the hall. And she is thankfully still with us today. Yeah, Mallory, not even kidding. Um, so when she has to go to the hospital, like for when she has her own issues, where things happen, um, she cannot eat out of the kitchen, the cafeteria, because if they have sliced a cantaloupe in that kitchen that day, everything's contaminated. She can't touch it. She will go into anaphylaxis. So, like, this is why there's so much to learn that there's no way that we can get everything where it needs to be, but awareness does need to increase. And a lot of that is for people who don't think that food out. For all the people who were like, "Oh, you're making a big deal out of nothing," in the comment section on the original story about the food allergy commercial, the Super Bowl commercial from Uber Eats, and telling me I was being too sensitive, and there are real world problems that we need to fight for. Guess what? If we all drop dead because no one's paying attention to food allergy awareness, there's not going to be anyone left to fight for anything. But if you think that you don't need to know, then guess what? You need to know, because latex allergy, coconut allergy, and related allergies can happen to anyone. It's not a genetic there's genetics play a part, but it can happen to anyone. Those are allergies that are built on exposure. According to the Allergy and Asthma Network, I'll add a link to that in the description box. And that's why healthcare workers, restaurant workers, and a lot of other industries that use or have their people exposed to natural rubber latex every day or on a regular basis are at a higher risk. I know multiple former dental technicians who had to retire because they became allergic to latex. Let's see. Mallory says she keeps reacting to pasta sauce. Mallory, do you have latex allergy or mast cell? Because tomatoes are both a potential latex cross, and they're also high in histamine. Give me 1 second. Let me find. I'm going to share this for you. And I'm going to share this link in the this is a complete guide. Thank you for April Viola. You know, girl, I knew every time. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, so this is the Allergy and Asthma Network Latex Allergy Complete Guide to Latex Allergy. I'm going to add it to the description box, but let me see if I can add it to the comments. Yes, here we go. All right, so that, I don't know, it says, okay, I got a message that says I can't post messages in some channels. I don't know. That probably means because I'm not paying for premium, or at least a program, a plan. But the cheapest one is $15 a month, and I don't have that to do right now. So let's see. Mallory says, tell Maj I'll get to you in 1 second. Okay. Let's see. You don't react every time until you do. It gets worse every time. Exactly. There are people here, Mallory, right here. Mallory says, you don't react every time until you do. It gets worse latex allergy is progressive. All right. Now let me go over here. Wait a second. She also says, I used to be able to eat pasta sauce and react once every 10 times, and now I react every time. Okay, yeah, that's progressive. And that's that. Well, some people might go, well, why would you eat it again at all if you reacted ever? It takes a while, seriously, to put things together when it's you. Okay, it's not as simple as oh, well, it should be obvious. It's not. Okay. Mallory also says, oh, thank you. Take a picture. Cool. Awesome. All right. All right. So, but if you have latex allergy, let's go. I'm going to show you this, and then Tamaj, I'll check on your comments in 1 second. Okay. All right. We're going to share this screen so I can show you what's this part that's important. And then later on, I can split this and turn this into a second video. All right. From the Allergy and Asthma Network, this is the complete guide to latex allergy page. The link will be in the description box in the current video and in the comments and in its own video. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to just go. You can see here what latex allergy is from the rubber tree. By the way, ficus plants, rubber trees, and poinsettia plants have latex in them. So I'm airborne anaphylactic allergic to poinsettias too. And if you're an allergist or a dermatologist or a doctor if you have a medical setting and you have a ficus plant in your office, I would highly recommend you replace it with a plastic one like yesterday. Thank you. Okay. Allergy to latex may pose a serious health risk too. These are just the groups with the increased time, with the increased risk. This because it can happen to anybody. healthcare workers, spina bifida patients, workers with occupational exposure, and patients with multiple surgeries. All right. How common is it? I will read this. Now, it says it's rare, affecting 1 to 6% of the general population. But that's something like that's like millions of people. Okay, so 1 to 6% sounds teeny tiny, but if you're part of that 1 to 6%, guess what? It matters. Okay. 10 to 17% of healthcare workers and 33.8% of dental care workers have been diagnosed with latex allergy. I know 2 of my TikTok mutuals who are dentalists, who were former dental assistants, who retired due to latex allergy. By the way, if you have latex allergy and have a root canal, you have latex in your gums because most likely because the gutta percha um, uh, uh, used to make sure things stick together and stay where they're supposed to. That comes from a tree in the same family as the latex as the rubber tree. Just so you know. And if you had multiple surgeries, like patients with spina bifida, also increased risk. Okay. So there's different types of latex allergy. But we're gonna scroll on down here, and this is why this is gonna be a separate video, okay? Because obviously I'm scrolling past a lot of stuff that you're gonna be like, but I wanted to, yeah, I know. But we're trying to keep this under an hour because I'm still new and trying to build the audience. So, how do you treat a latex allergy reaction? Latex allergy treatment depends on type of reaction that is present. Anaphylaxis is epinephrine. Okay. And my friend, the registered nurse with the latex allergy, carries 4 with her at all times because sometimes they misfire. I carry 2. I carry 3. Let me rephrase that. I carry 2 new ones and 1 expired one, because expired is better than nothing. Anyway, yeah, but she carries 4 at all times. Not even kidding. Because sometimes they misfire. I'm saying that again for importance, okay? And let's see, mild sensitivity. And when you say mild sensitivity, we're talking like if you get like contact dermatitis, that can be treated for people with topical ointments if you're not allergic to them. Guess what? I am. But I'm just super stupid difficult. All right. We will focus on this here real quick. 1 to 6% of the population is latex allergic. 50% of those allergic to latex have cross-reactive food allergy. So, by the way, if you're allergic to bananas, if you're allergic to avocado, if you're allergic to kiwi, you're probably allergic to latex. There's a really good chance you're allergic to latex. I know people who've been diagnosed with latex allergy based off of just one reaction to a bandage, or because they have a banana or avocado allergy, because the number of shared proteins are so high that your body confuses one for the other. And you can go from having latex allergy because you have started off with banana allergy, or avocado or kiwi, and vice versa. So latex fruit syndrome and latex allergy both cross each other. Like it doesn't go just one, it's not a one-way road. Over 40,000 products made with everything from elastic to latex gloves, bandage adhesive, red rubber catheters, balloons, rubber bands, rubber accelerators, vial stoppers in medications and vial, right? And blood pressure cuffs. I asked every single nurse when I was in the ER on Saturday for an infected spider bite because I'm severely allergic to even house spiders. Every single time a nurse came at me with a blood pressure cuff, I was like, "Is that latex free?" And they were like, "Yes, babe. Yes, baby girl." We're in Georgia. Yes, they're all. We don't use everything's latex free here. Thank you. All right, now this is the last thing I'm showing, and then I will get to Talmaj's questions before I say goodnight for the evening. Here, this is what you need to know for latex allergy if you're allergic. High latex proteins, high cross reactive foods, avocado. I wish somebody had told me this a long time ago. But avocado, banana, chestnut, and kiwi all have high cross reactivity. And if you're allergic to one of these foods, there's a very high likelihood that you either are already allergic to latex or you have a much higher risk of becoming allergic to latex or other foods on the list. Let me know in the comments if you want a video just on which of these foods I'm allergic to, because it's only funny because it's true. Anyway, moderate latex proteins: apple, carrot, celery. Hey, Robin. Melons, papaya, potato, and tomato. Robin, I need you to follow on Facebook because I'm eventually going to not be doing lives on the Clock app. All right, so moderate latex proteins. I've been told by some people with latex allergy that they can handle apple if it's peeled. And that's the theory from some people in the community, is that it's because the fruit in stores is all sprayed shiny with wax to make it pretty. Guess what the wax contains? It contains coconut and coconut crosses. And if you go down here under low or undetermined latex proteins, apricot, buckwheat, castor beans, cayenne pepper, cherry, chickpeas, citrus fruits, coconut, dill, fig, grapes, hazelnut, lychee or lychee, mango, nectarine, oregano, peach, peanut, pear, persimmon, pineapple, plum, rye, sage, shellfish, soybean, strawberry, sunflower seed, sweet pepper, walnut, wheat, and zucchini. And seriously, if you want a video on just what I'm allergic to out of that list alone, let me know. But I will make sure I leave that link. I'm going to make sure I get that link in the description box for you. So yeah, there's a lot to know that when it comes to latex allergy, that we to keep ourselves safe, because that's what every time when I read one of these stories, it's like there are so many foods on my list that's ridiculous. So it's easier for me to tell people what I can eat versus what I can't. Yeah, you might. Yeah, if you think you have the fruit syndrome, you're starting. Okay, if you're starting to react to bananas, be super careful and definitely talk to your doctor. Because I had the best. But here's the thing: you need to know this too. A lot of people do not understand that I tested for banana allergy 4 times, and all 4 times it was negative. My allergist was like, but my allergist is seeing me react to them like I'm a mess coming in. And he's like, I don't care what the test says, you're allergic. He goes, look, from now on, here's your rule for life. If you react to a food for twice, you are allergic to it. If you react to a medication once, you are allergic to it. And what I've learned since is that when you're being tested for banana allergy, you're being tested specifically for the proteins in that fruit. You're not being tested for At least as far as I understand it, the way I've been taught this and the by my allergist. You're being tested for the banana proteins. You're not being tested for shared proteins also found in latex. So you might come up negative for cross reactives, but the cross reactives can still potentially send you into anaphylaxis. Okay. That's how I've learned it. Let me know if you have any other questions out, Mallory. And I test, she says, I test negative to foods. My primary is like, you are allergic. I don't care. I love your primary. Your primary sounds like my allergist back in Tucson. And if I can find him online, I will. Vesper can go alive, capillary refill in a second. I was in the emergency room on Saturday, Vesper. Capillary refill. I'm trying to space my my RN friend with the latex allergy with MCAS suggested that I try doing my IM Benadryl, split my dose and do one every 4 hours during the day and then do one full dose before bed. And that's what I'm trying to do. And it seems to be helping. I think so far. I mean, obviously, I had a good capillary refill. So, yeah. I'm excited for you, Vesper. That's awesome. Vesper is one of my mutuals on TikTok and can go live now. So, yes. All right, let's see. Okay, so anyway, Mallory, just understand every exposure can increase the allergy and every exposure to cross react. And this includes shoes, underwear, socks, spandex, anything that was spandex or elastic. And that's why only I try to buy leggings that are made with lycra and not spandex, because spandex is made with latex. The only masks that are latex, the only masks that are actually latex allergy free are made by Vogue Mask. Even the elastic that goes around the ear hole, the ear loops, is latex allergy free. And she has 2 masks, one in a natural color, which I would stain in like a second, and one in black, that are the organic. If it says VCM after the mask name on the vogmask.com, I will, 1 second here, I will make sure to put that in the description box. Yeah. The VCM means Vogue Mask Coconut. VM means Vogue Mask and it's safe, but there's only those 2 available. All right, let's see. Let me look up and see what Talmaj was saying here. Let's see. Mallory, if your mom is latex sensitive, you have a higher chance of having latex sensitivity too. And quite honestly, if you're starting to react to banana, I would definitely talk to your doctor. I can't give medical advice, but I would definitely make sure that your doctor is aware of all the sensitivities that you're having, because there's latex shoot syndrome, and then there's mast cell activation syndrome, and then there's having both. So, yeah, I have both. Thomas says I can only have cinnamon for about a week or 2 after Xolair. After that, I start reacting to it again. Cinnamon is a major latex, major MCAS trigger. I'll have to see if I can find a link on that for you. Give me 1 minute, because Apparently this isn't plugged in right. 1 second, sorry. Oh, that's because I didn't go and turn on our breaker keeps on popping, and my laptop is literally about to die. So I need you to hold for just a minute. I will be right back if my laptop dies while I am running to flip the breaker switch. I'll be right back, I promise. Oops. That noise. Okay. There. Okay, so that was my nebulizer for my cromolyn sodium. I am back. Hi. Okay. Oh, a second. Vesper, I'm so excited for you. Okay. So let me see. Cinnamon, Tamaj. If you're still here, let's see. Cinnamon. All right. Here we go. I will definitely be splitting this one so that we can have that other original story on its own. Actually, I might just do it on TikTok. No, I'm just gonna do another one on TikTok, and then I will 1 second. Here we go. That's the one that I want. Okay. And then I will read you. All right, so cinnamon, high in histamine. All right, this is what we're reading. Despite its this is from histamine-doctor.com. That's one. Despite its lovely flavor, cinnamon may be problematic if you have histamine intolerance. While not one of the inherently high histamine spices, cinnamon contains compounds called benzoates that trigger histamine release. So cinnamon is a histamine stimulator or histamine liberator, depending on the source that you're looking at. And you should approach it with caution if you have a histamine intolerance. So that's one here. This actually is. I will make sure I leave this open so that I can add it to the description box, because and I want to point out this is why right here why people let's see, did I actually share the page? Here we go. Right here. Despite its lovely flavor, cinnamon may be problematic if you have, because it helps. It basically, your body releases histamines when you eat anyway. Histamine liberators or histamine stimulators just mean you release more than you should. And this actually is the reason when people ask me, well, why are there so many discrepancies between sources? Because this source says that only has this food, these foods listed as high in histamine, this and says that these foods are safe. And this site says that these, XYZ. It depends if you're extremely sensitive and you're not, or like Talmage has realized that they can make it about 2 weeks with Zola. If you can make it about 2 weeks after a Zola shot, I'd stop after 1 week. If you can only make it 1 week with cinnamon after a Zola shot, I'd have like my cinnamon latte like the day after I got Zola, and then like I'd wait like till next month. Like I would limit. to make sure that I didn't cause more problems for myself, and just give myself that little treat. But that's just what I would do. Um, because if you know that you have a certain window, you want to jump before the window closes. But let me see if I can go over here real quick because I want to make sure. Okay, Mast Cell 360. I'm going to share this one. And this one is by Beth O'Hara, functional naturopathy. And Mast Cell 360 and one other source are two of the most, I think, read sources for histamine intolerance. This is going to be very, very long, so I'm going to just, because this is we do not need all this information right now. No. Okay, yeah. Nope. Beth O'Hara, I love your site, but sometimes it's like trying to read cookbook, the recipe bloggers who have like all the information. You like, just give me the recipe at the top and then give me the supporting material after. I don't need that right now. We're not gonna look at that one right now. That's not giving me what I want. I want to know about cinnamon sensitivity. We looked at histamine doctor, Mast Cell 360. Let's look at Healthline. Here we go. Let's see if this one says anything. Let me see. All right, cool. Making sure I was sharing the right page for Talmage. Okay, MCAS, a condition that occurs when the mast cells in your body release too much of a substance that cause allergy-like symptoms. Okay, doctors, every doctor in the world, other than the doctor who medically reviewed this story, Dr. Mark Meth. That's a fabulous last name for a doctor. MD, and a lot of other acronyms after his name. Also reviewed by Dr. Nancy Moyer, MD, and Erica Klein, and I was just updated July 13th, 2022. Honestly, if I can get Dr. Meth on my site to interview him, or Dr. Nancy Moyer or Erica Klein, because they just described exactly what mast cell activation syndrome is, and what every single doctor that has not that looks at you and blinks like, what do you mean when you say you have MCAS, and they're trying to test you for mastocytosis. We don't always have too many histamines. It means that our bodies that they're too many, that they're too sensitive. So anyway, let's see. So when people are exposed to allergens, including medications, foods, and insect venom, hi. So yeah, I'm allergic to spider bites, and I have mast cells, so my spider bite turned into cellulitis, and that's why I was in the emergency room on Saturday. And I took a video. I'll only post it if I'm not sure if I'm going to post it. I'm going to warn you, it's a gross one. If you like watching stuff like Dr. Pimple Popper, then you might this might be your thing. But I can't take the antibiotics. I couldn't put the top. I'm allergic to the antibiotics. They're full of coconut, and I couldn't even touch it or anything yesterday, day before yesterday. I've been putting stuff that I'm allergic to on it because I have to, and the center, the actual bite site, was sloughing off. And well, let's just say I outlandered this thing last night and literally pushed the bad stuff out, the bad goop out. And I was able to sleep on my body on that side last night and not on my back. It's a 7-minute video. I don't know if I should post it or not. But because like watching stuff like Dr. Pimple Popper makes me go, ugh. But like so many other people are like, I love watching that stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm judging you, but okay. Anyway, mast cells. So allergic reaction, itching, mucus issues, inflammation. Let's see. We're going to look at. So the second says primary, secondary, and idiopathic. I don't know which one I have. I just know that I react to stuff. I was diagnosed clinically, so I'm guessing idiopathic. Now, let's see. Symptoms, we already know affects everything from skin to nervous system to heart and blood vessels to lungs, everything. And yes, you can go into anaphylactic shock from something you're not actually allergic to. Not kidding. If you have MCAS and you don't have an EpiPen, call your doctor tomorrow. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying you should maybe call your doctor tomorrow so that they can give you medical advice after you show them this story, if they don't know. Yes, it's incredibly, it's possible. Is it going to say anything in here about histamines? Sorry, about cinnamon? Because, by the way, look at this. Aspirin may decrease flushing. Aspirin can be a mast cell stabilizer. Okay. Talmage, if you're getting the regular shot of Xolair that is, you can do at home, that contains latex in the syringe tip. The one that is not pre-filled does not contain latex. That's when you have to get done in the doctor's office, but they both contain polysorbate 80 as a preservative, and that is a coconut derivative. So I can't get Xolair. I'm going to ask my allergist, my compounding pharmacist, if it's possible to get Xolair compounded, because I don't know if it is. Let's see. Diet. Here we go. Let's see here. Low histamine diet. Anecdotal evidence suggests that a low histamine diet may help some people manage symptoms of MCAS, though scientific research doesn't currently support this. Scientific research can kiss my because this is okay, sure. A low histamine diet limits foods generally thought to be high in the chemical histamine, which mast cells release when they're activated. Last time I checked, if you add gas to a fire, the fire just gets bigger. So I'm not sure who's missing what, but I'd be glad to talk to whichever committee, said that this doesn't support this, because we should talk. Foods that are high in histamine can include hard cheese, fish, spinach, sausage, alcohol. Talmage. Fermented foods, dehydrated foods, aged foods, leftovers, anything, collagen, bone broth. If I'm making food and I want to be able to eat it tomorrow, I have to put it in the freezer while it's still hot. If it's dehydrated, if it's aged, if it's fermented, if it's slow cooked, all of that is potentially high in histamine. Let's see. So I'm not sure if it's going to include the thing on that. Low FODMAP is required, so it's not gonna say anything specific about histamine. But this is why it's still a resource. But that's why that's why when people are, I guess, we're confused, because they're like, well, I didn't know that cinnamon was high in histamine, or I didn't know that X or Z or Y was high in histamine. It's because it's not listed on every single site. It's not. It just like some sites are only going to list the actual high histamine foods, and some sites are also going to list the histamine liberators. I've been reading through the clinical description of HEDS, says Talmage, and now I'm convinced that this might be the cause of my issues. It would explain so much. Yeah, for some people, like you should. Are you following Chronically Ill and Hot? Liv, she is fabulous. I think she has Ehlers-Danlos. You can also follow Robin. Robin, I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of EDS Robin has, but she knows a lot about that. Eliana, my daughter, and I were both just diagnosed with hypermobile spectrum disorder. And we're supposed to go to the Mayo Clinic in March. I have to double check on all the details and finalize things. But I've also been told that hypermobile spectrum disorder and EDS are the same thing. It just sometimes I don't know. Like I know enough to know that we have it, and that but not enough to describe it well. But that makes sense because for some people, POTS is their primary issue, and then MCAS and EDS are comorbid. For me, MCAS is my primary issue. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that makes total sense that if you know what the primary is. Thank you, Mallory. Mallory says she'll start being more careful. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had known 16 years ago that I needed to limit foods, when I was diagnosed with an allergy to something called ethanol diamine tetrachloride, which is used in everything from medications, medical preservatives, topical ointments, sunscreen, insect repellent, all antihistamines except for 3, and a bunch of other things, and latex. I was literally told what some people are still being told today, which is you only need to avoid latex, gloves, balloons, and they literally. I have people who still say today that this is what they're told when they get diagnosed. If I had known that banana, avocado, and other foods were issues, I would have started limiting back then because I wouldn't be as bad or would have gotten this bad. I could have slowed the progression. All right. Hey, Crazy Phil. Mallory says, "Hi, Crazy Phil." Hi in all caps. So Crazy Phil sounds like a good guy to follow. Nebulizer. Yes, I have a nebulizer for my cromolyn sodium. Because I have 1 second. I can show you. Cromolyn sodium is also available in nebulizer. Here we go. Right here. Nebulized solution. It is cromolyn sodium solution USP 20 milligrams, 20 mg, 2 milligrams. This is actually, you have to do it 4 times a day. This is the one that I started. It's supposed to stay in a dark packet until you open it, and already use it, but your body, I forget the exact percentages, but your body actually retains more of this than any other kind. The second one that works best is the nasal inhaler solution. That one does not require a prescription for whatever reason. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just simply telling you it exists and it's available on Amazon. You can get 2 for like 17 or like 6 for like $48. Wow, so I'm just switching to Zoller every other week, so that'll be helpful. I'm glad. I'm glad you have. I know that Salma that Zoller has been really helpful and life changing for a lot of people. Your primary reads the NIH reports that you give them, says Mallory. I'm glad. If a doctor's not willing to read and current research, I don't go back. Sorry, but if you're not going to look at the research, that I want to be an active partner in figuring out what's wrong with me. And if you're not going to listen to me, then we have a problem. Like if you go into get your car checked for the noise that is the mystery noise, and the mechanic's trying to get you to describe the problem with what is the noise coming from, what's it sound like, and you can't describe it. It makes the mechanic's job is harder. I don't see how that's any different with the bodies that we're living in. Cinnamon is on the AIP diet, says Mallory. What is AIP? Oh, to remove. Okay, all right. You need to get Pyrex shatterproof containers to go into the freezer. Yep, that's a good tip for putting hot foods directly in. We do have a few of those, and what else? I've also had pretty good luck with mason jars when I make my a low histamine meat broth with chicken breast, not bones. You use the bones, and you are automatically in trouble. At least I am. Oh, autoimmune progesterone, autoimmune and MCAS are closely intertwined. You have lupus. Oh, autoimmune. Okay, all right. I was tested for lupus 4 times. Oh, that's why the autoimmune protocol works for MCAS. Okay, I gotcha. You said, Tomasz said, I found a study that MCAS can play a role in autoimmune disorders. Yep, MCAS is, yeah, it's chronic. It definitely can. Are you having a hard time getting cromolyn? I ordered mine a week ago and it still isn't ready. I don't have any problem getting this. But I also, where is it? I also, we don't use the vials anymore. The ampules. Because your body actually like literally pees out like 90% of that. Like your body only retains like 5%, like 5 to 10%, I think, of the ampule solution. It's something like 10 to 20% that your body retains when you do the nebulized solution, and it's somewhere the nasal spray is somewhere in the middle. On the nasal spray, in fact, do I have one right here? I'm looking for the nasal spray is not. One second. The nasal spray doesn't require. Here you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's super, super low. Like yeah. So Thomas says that oral cromolyn is absorbed by the intestine like 1%. Yeah. Like so, like you're paying. Some people are paying a lot of money for like 99% of it to get like flushed down the toilet. Nebulizer crosses the blood border easier because of oxygen exchange at the alveoli. Mallory, you paid attention in science class. I'm impressed. Yeah, I did order a travel nebulizer for this because it's really, really hard to get this in 4 times a day. If you leave the house, like, ever. I can't even imagine, doing, like, if I had an office job or something. But I found a travel nebulizer that is next to silent. Um, and probably wouldn't even like get a look from like like the my desk neighbor if I were to have an office job. Um, I just have to remember to actually charge it. So there's my issue. Where do you get the nasal spray? 1 second, I'm gonna show you. Now, here's the funny part is I am an Amazon influencer through uh this is hysterical. I'm an Amazon influencer through TikTok, but I don't know how to set up my shop. And every single list I try to create literally just ends up being 1 second, switching screens, literally just ends up being apparently a wish list. And I don't know my brain. I am ADHD, and this is something that is not getting through. I don't know how to fix this. Um, so I just leave it, and I just tell people just to buy it however they need to, because I'd rather you buy it. I don't. If it can help you, I don't care if I don't get if I don't get the commission, because it's just no, it's just not even gonna mess with that. Allergy safe. I'm trying to see. Here we go. Is this the one? Okay, so the one that's pinned. This list right here. It looks like apparently all of this looks like a gift. I think if somebody said that they looked, and yes, I have Crocs listed here galore, because only certain kinds of Crocs are latex allergy safe. Um oh shoot, I still have to go through this and delete the Vionics. Because only certain Vionics I found out are latex allergy safe. All Vionic we're deleting this now. All Vionic athletic shoes are made with uh how do I do, no, I don't want to add you to the list. You're already on the list. I want to take you off the list. No, no, no. We want you off the list. But I checked every single athletic shoe on the Vionic site, and every single one of them was no, that's not what I want to do. Every single one of them was a latex cross, and that is a problem. So I'm leaving that open so I don't forget. But anyway, let me find. See, oh, and Kizik is the styles I have on the list are latex allergy safe, in that they don't contain latex themselves, but Kizik is going to start adding new styles that contain latex, so there's potential for cross reactivity. So these are going to be buy at your own risk, or if you know how sensitive you are. Keep in mind, it's entirely impossible to actually be latex allergy free, because there's latex everywhere. Okay, so it's reducing exposure as much as possible. The only, since I can't find, I thought it was going to be higher up, so let me just find it here for you. Health guard nasal crumb. Here we go. All right, am I sharing the right screen? I'm not sure. Yes, I am. Let's share that one. There we go. All right. Apparently, I wasn't sharing anything before, but which is good, because I got a lot of shoes I got to get rid of, because I have a ton that are on there that I did not realize contained things that are latex. I contain latex. Anyway, here we go. I will link this one, and I will link this one. There's one that's a pack of 2, the box for $18.50, you get 2. And for $44, you get 6 because each box contains 2. There's also this kind of nasal crom, but I just buy the health guard. And this one has a pack of 5 for $40. So, figure out your math, see what works better for you. There's more than one version, but I will put those in the description box. And actually, let me just put this link here in the chat for Talmage. Amazon, 1 second. Here we go. I'm posting. There you go. Can your baby child help you? My little bit. She helps me with a lot of stuff. She and she stays calm when things get crazy. So yeah, she's very, very, very helpful. And actually, I forgot to say thank you to my little miss, who is currently deep in her phone and her iPad playing games and probably talking to one of her friends. So yeah. I had what was potentially a focal or semi or partial focal seizure. I forget which one. One of them involves losing consciousness. I'll have to look at. Um, and I basically just get like this crazy allergy tired, and then like I'm like my reality is like altered. It's almost like a trip minus the thing that gets you there. That's illegal. I don't have any other way to describe it. Like I imagined my husband wanting to give me a kiss, and so I lifted my cheek for him to give me a kiss, and then I realized he was already in bed, and then I like and it only happens. It's always triggered by for me. It's an allergy. It's related to like MCAS reactions and allergy reactions. Um, and I did find a link with between MCAS and epilepsy. And I also was told by a friend who works in the medical field that if you have preeclampsia, your epileptic potential for epilepsy increases. And I had preeclampsia. So this happened happened a couple nights ago. Gosh, I went to the ER and she was cool, because she stayed home and kept her cool. For the spider bite, I was out for 2 hours on the kitchen table. Apparently, I mean, just I was sitting here and I kind of just like was loopy, and she just sat next to me and put her penguin stuffy under my head, and stayed with me. And she laid on me and just kind of like kind of on my back, and she was just awesome.
I feel it is important information that the penguin is named Meatball.
The penguin is named Meatball.
That's evidently very important.
Yes, because it's a warm meat penguin, the kind you can put in the microwave. So we were joking that we had to put the penguin back in the microwave. And then we realized that out of context, if I say in public when we get home we should put the penguin back, we need to put the penguin in the microwave, we might get looks, which would then maybe require having to speak to people. And we don't always want to people. So but so, and explain, sorry, sir, no, I'm not actually going to fry a penguin. It's a stuffed animal, and chronic illness or spider bite, and it's just too many things, too many stories, and whatever. So you know what? We gotta meet. We gotta put the meatballs in the microwave when we get home. Is a little people don't look at you funny when you say that in public. Yes.
You actually named it meatball while you were having that entire thing go on, and I was just like, yeah, that fits.
Okay, so I named the penguin meatball apparently during a potential seizure, or major brain fog attack. I don't know. Seriously,
Based off of the symptoms
yeah,
of post-focal and partial focal seizures, I think is the one.
yeah.
If it is something that isn't already diagnosed, it's probably
Yeah.
unless there's something that is like weirdly almost exact.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem. The brain fog list is.
Well, yeah, but brain fog doesn't usually result in passing out and hallucinations and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true. If you have
a weird leg twitchy thing you have,
and I have let me just put it this way. My RN I'm refer her so much. She's like my pod. She's like my host, my co-host, and doesn't even know it. But the bottom line is that my friend was raised, who works in the medical field and has 3 medical degrees. She was raised by epileptic parents, has an epileptic sibling, and is a home nurse for epileptic patients. Okay. And I put up a video for mutuals only on TikTok. And I will put it up on YouTube for members only later when I get to 1,000 subscribers. And actually have people have opportunity, because I can't have members until I have 1,000 subscribers. I have almost 7,000 on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Facebook. Oh no, I have 2,000. I have 2,500 on Facebook, I think. I have almost 7,000 on TikTok. I need 600 of you. Okay, 600 of you need to come over to TikTok to YouTube. I don't even know which ones. And I need you to click the subscribe button. Okay.
So basically, if you have a YouTube account and you have and you're chronically ill and all that, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you have friends or have the stuff that is talked about, honestly, you should probably tell them anyways, just because it has information. But just tell them to do that.
Yeah. See this
you
here.
don't have to tell them why.
Here, look. This is where I'm at. I have 344 subscribers. I have more videos than subscribers. So when you jump on here, there's going to be a ton of information. And I'm working on splitting up. I have shorts. I have videos. Look, I'm even getting better at the I even paid. I bought myself a Valentine's gift because Canva had a buy 4 months, get 4 months free for the Pro Pack. So look, my thumbnail game just went up for the next 8 months.
Also, I feel it is redundant to say, but if you do subscribe, you can do the notification thingy.
Yep.
That whenever new stuff comes up for oh hey, here's news, oh hey, here's helpful information on this thing, then you won't have to do some weird let me just check every so often without having any idea. You'll actually know.
Yep. 1 second. Let me see if I lost. Did I lose my Did I lose my thing? Robin says hi a little bit.
Hello, Robin.
Here we go. No. Okay. All right. Strong Benadryl can cause hallucinations. That's not the issue. The Benadryl actually stops if I'm on I've been on.
The Benadryl stops the stabilizes mast cells, and assuming that they are in fact seizures, stops the seizures. Not to mention the fact that the actual equivalent between what is being taken via the injections and a normal capsule is not actually that large. So
It's not, yeah.
Benadryl, if it was, it would have been it likely would have been actually figured out that that's what it was already, because that one is autistic and cannot even so much as suggest she has something before having researched it for like a minimum a week.
Yeah, she's not she's yeah, I won't if I say something out loud, I've been thinking about it for 10 years.
And have been researching it for that time.
And I've been researching it for probably at least half that time.
And I don't mean some let me just Google this and look at the first link 52 times like some kind of genius. No, I mean studies, cross-referencing, so on, so forth.
I love you. She's right. I've been on for I've been on 50 milligram oral Benadryl capsules, compounded 4 times a day for over 7 years. I was saving them because I thought it turns out they weren't actually working for me once I was put on H1s and H2s, because the H2s neutralize the acid in your stomach, and Benadryl needs a certain pH to break down and get into your system and actually work. So I was paying $156 a bottle for Benadryl. It didn't work. Um, and yeah, it can happen. Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't happen to other people.
I'm not arguing
Yeah,
with you. I'm just pointing out that one, it's not that in this case, and two, it doesn't explain any of the other symptoms anyway.
Yeah, for me, I have severe ADHD. Benadryl's never made me tired a day in my life. That's how I knew she had ADHD when she was a baby, and it took until 16 to get her diagnosed. Because if you've flown with a baby, you know you've heard the Benadryl trick. No, did not work. Neither does hydroxyzine, which she would take multiple times a day because of her severe allergies.
The only thing that makes me tired is idiots, generally speaking.
I love you. But yes, I know for some people, Benadryl can make. I had a friend come to my house for a Thanksgiving dinner when we lived in Tucson, and I accidentally served her something that I had made with nuts in it before I stopped using and cooking and eating nuts. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta take my Benadryl. I'm gonna have an allergic reaction," and my heart dropped because I thought I was I had offed her. Like I thought I was like, right, and she was like, no, it's fine. She's like, I don't have the kind of allergy that means I need to go to the hospital for this. If I take a Benadryl right away, I'll be fine. I'm talking. She's 125 milligram pill, like OTC. She's like, but I'm gonna be out. It's gonna knock me out like a light, so I have to go to sleep. So I have to go home. So happy Thanksgiving. But I can, for me, if I have a steady supply of my intramuscular Benadryl, then it helps me stay stable for my MCAS, and it helps me. It also, along with my mast cell stabilizing bends, it helps my body to it helps my body to stay stable and not have these seizure-like events happen. But yeah. Yeah, Mallory said she just learned about that when she was in the mental hospital because they would give Benadryl shots to patients, and she's seen it happen. Yeah, for me, it actually does for me, it does the opposite.
I don't know how many times I've had Benadryl since I was a baby, but I highly doubt the effect would change for me. I think the only time that I've ever had a medication that made me tired was the first ADHD med we tried. It was some random non-stimulant I don't remember the name of because a parent got it. Provider lady wanted to see.
Stratera.
Yeah, that one. Provider lady wanted to see if it would work or if we needed to go to the one, if we needed to go to like the stuff mom was all about.
Which made total sense. Yeah.
I don't blame her for it. But it basically gave me the entire list of negative side effects, doing nothing positive, and almost made me pass out on the couch the first time I ever took it.
Yeah.
And that is the only time I've ever gotten tired from a medication.
Yep. Mallory says, yep, take 2 Benadryl pills twice a day and 1 or the special pills, Zyrtec, Flonase. Yep. I need to do, well, I have, right now I get, I will just say that my body does best on 3 50 milliliter vials. They're like this of Benadryl, which is equivalent, which is exactly the same as 50 milligram pill, a capsule. And that's what I was taking 4 of those a day when I was on the capsules. So I might ask my doctor if I can get a prescription for 4 of these a day, so I can do 3, because when I do 3, because I usually start during my problem is that during the week before her cycle and my cycle, I'm super reactive, and at 4 hours this stops working, and I start swelling. So 2 weeks out of the month, I'm struggling in the last 4 hours, but there's 2 weeks out of the month that I'm mostly stable, and this I can do 3 and save 1 for special occasion for an emergency. The emergencies and special occasions are not the same thing.
They might as well be at this point. Let's be honest.
Oh my God. Oh my God. April, did you fall asleep? Yeah, so now I'm not in any way minimizing. I know that there is, all of the paperwork, the studies and everything linking Benadryl to, long-term use of Benadryl now to potential dementia. So am I. ADHD, hello. Hi. So also I copy pasted myself.
I have like most of the issues she has with like some slight variations, and the only difference is that I also have some of Dad.
You have POTS.
Yeah.
And you are more hypomobile than me, and you have the celiac disease. I'm just allergic.
I can eat more stuff than you in terms of histamines from acid.
And she can handle more. She can handle more histamines in her food.
As an example, I survive off salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, she can have salt and vinegar chips, and she's totally fine.
And that one will implode.
Yeah, yeah. That one actually isn't it the salt and vinegar chips that set me off last time?
I think so. You tried them to see if it would like do anything, and they did.
It did a bad thing. I don't know how you take them without getting tired.
The answer is ADHD.
I'm on 4 Zyrtec a day and need my stimulant ADHD med and a ridiculous amount of caffeine to make it through the day. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it. Because it doesn't make me tired, but it doesn't pep me up either. But at the same time, and
I feel
maybe
like it's entirely dependent on like how your brain specifically structured itself with the ADHD, and if there's autism and how it would have structured with the both, and how it does all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because for me, caffeine, it doesn't make me tired. It does not wake me up. The most it will do for me is soothe headaches. That is it.
Yeah.
And any medication that's supposed to make me tired will not. Medication that's supposed to wake me up usually doesn't. That one gets kind of like sleepy-ish on caffeine, but you can't have it because it sets off mast cell.
Yeah.
And with other stuff, it also doesn't make you tired either. So I think it's just difference in brain structure stuff.
Read the ingredients on your chips and see if it says coconut oil.
All right, give me a second.
Mallory just said that.
It is possible. I mean, we could see if other brands don't do that
Yeah.
to you, but
All
right.
Mallory said to take choline supplements. I wonder if it would make the Benadryl quit working. I need to read more about it. So do I.
Potatoes, vegetable oil. Yeah, it's shocking. The potato chips are made of potatoes. Vegetable oil contains one or more of the following: sunflower, corn, or canola oil, potato, maltodextrin, sea salt, citric acid, vinegar.
Okay, so sunflower is a potential latex cross.
That's possibly just that. But
Okay.
Also, I wouldn't really recommend you consume any other salt and vinegar chips, just because I like you being functional.
I'll just do fine. I'll just do salty chips. Well, I can't, but I have to be careful because
you can't have chips too often, anyways.
Right, because I don't want to lose them. Because white potatoes are a potential latex cross too.
And those are the ones chips are made out of.
Right. Yeah, my friend.
Unless you like make them homemade, and I'm not sure how you make.
Yeah, my friend recently lost potatoes. Soybean oil. Yeah, I'm not allergic to. I don't react to soy right now, Robin. But I'm paying attention. Because I have not.
As long as you don't touch my soy sauce, I'm pretty sure you're probably good mostly on that.
Well, sometimes I have rice and I add soy sauce to it occasionally.
Just don't add a lot.
Because I will only put it this way, and I won't be doing it very often because I have to go like super stupid strict keto.
In order to prevent the
so
yeah.
I know, Robin. I'm sorry. Robin's also allergic to rice. So she's allergic to the rice, and she's allergic to the soy, and she's allergic to garlic, and so basically she can't walk into an Olive Garden without them having an ambulance waiting outside.
Yeah, no, I was already aware of all of this. Robin is worse off than you.
Robin makes me look normal. Seriously.
Which is impressive and not in a good way.
Yeah, homemade. Mallory, you're right. A lot of chips do have coconut oil in them because if it's hidden in the list. And sesame, I know you're allergic to so much stuff.
I feel like it'd be way faster to list off the things you aren't allergic to.
Showing my doctor, I react to oats. Oats. My list is definitely not up to date because I had to explain to the doctor when he brought me the let me know in the comments. My doctor brought in the list of 2 antibiotics. He brought in the prescription for 2 antibiotics. The nurse waited for him to leave and then said, "Okay, baby girl, I know you're smart. Google these and see if they're safe for you to take before I let you leave, because if we need to change them, then we can change them." And I pulled up both antibiotics, did a search, and both of them had at least 4 coconut derivatives. from polysorbate 80 to magnesium stearate to a bunch of other things. Magnesium stearate I can handle if it's the only one. I might be able to handle like another one. And honestly, I have to take a look at this. I can touch it now without crying, and it's no longer as big as it's no longer so swollen that it's as big as my hand. But last night I literally I literally squeezed the pus out of it last night. I'm not even kidding. I know it's gross, but like I couldn't. It hurt way too much. And anyway, then I told the nurse, I'm like, I can't feel. I don't know what to do with these. And she goes, "You said you get your medication compounded," and I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Call your compounding your compounding pharmacy on Monday." Now get this: I was in the hospital on Saturday getting a high-powered, some strong antibiotic pushed through my veins. No Benadryl with it, which is why I think it hurt so much the rest of the night. Because I drove and I admitted that I drove because I didn't realize that you're supposed to Uber when you go to the hospital.
That makes a lot of normal people sleepy. They're probably not going to.
Yeah, but apparently the nurse told me that they don't let them work if they've taken Benadryl.
You have ADHD.
That's what I told.
Severe ADHD.
Flat out, the nurse told me they don't let them to work if they've admitted to taking Benadryl.
That feels like a thing where you should be just monitoring the effects it has on a specific person and seeing whether or not.
Well, because of the warning of it may cause drowsiness or something like that.
But if someone's been on it and they aren't sleepy and they're doing just fine, somehow I don't think it's a problem. But whatever.
1 second. What is not safe? Mallory, you need Na and potassium. Salt and potassium? What's not safe? Oh. I love that doctors. Okay, we're going back. Tomash says, I love the doctors that ask me about what treatment I want. I've had them ask me what antibiotics, pain meds, and allergy meds that I want. This doctor, when I called him back, the nurse called them back in, and she was like, she can't take these, and he was like, well, she needs them because that's a really bad infection with that, which he wouldn't admit it was a spider bite. I'm figuring he was probably arachnophobic. I don't know. But I'm like,
you didn't want to because technically speaking, you didn't see it bite you or whatever.
Right. Yeah. But that's been every spider bite I've ever had. So anyway, but this one just happens to have actual thing. But my nurse friend, who's worked in ERs, was like, yes, that's what it was. Anyway, they have Liquid IV at the dollar store. Liquid IV is I do not have proof of this, but I will tell you, if you search TikTok, there are a couple of creators who have viral videos. One woman ended up in the emergency room, extremely malnourished because she was taking Liquid IV because she also has POTS and other issues requiring it. And apparently they contain, according to her TikTok, they contain undisclosed gluten, and refuse to address it.
Which is the dumbest thing, because I see no reason why it would require gluten. But
too much NaCl, too much table salt. Mallory's using all the scientific NaC actual.
Mallory, don't use the sciencey words. Use the normal people words that people know.
Too much table salt depletes potassium levels. What about, we use sea salt?
I just need salt in general. I like not passing out.
I have the pink salt, the Himalayan pink salt.
I just need the salt in general for my heart rate.
Tomasz,
to
if you have any
rise.
celiac, if you have any gluten issues, be safe. And if you have any issues, because gluten it's inflammatory.
If you have gluten issues, be as annoying as possible about them. No, I don't care if it makes the staff hate you.
Robin says she uses Vitacium electrolytes, and salt makes people hungry. It's a ghrelin hormone.
I don't think I've ever been hungrier after eating something with salt.
This child is basically she's been messed up since the birth control, a failed birth control experiment.
I've been messed up my entire existence. The birth control just made it worse.
Right now, she's surviving on
I'm surviving off protein shakes, salt and vinegar chips, and like a couple other things.
And electrolytes and
electrolytes and occasional bits of cheese.
Yeah.
That is my current diet because I just.
Robin says I'm taking one liquid IV, or no, that's how much. To get so you can have 590 milligrams of sodium in the salt capsules, which is around a liquid IV. 590. Oh, okay. Yeah, kiddo.
I have salt tabs for electrolytes.
Yep, we have the salt tabs that Robin suggested.
I have like Gatorade packets and other electrolyte packet things that have electrolytes in them that I can put into my water. I have a significant amount of salty food that I consume on a fairly regular basis. We have what is it we put in the thing?
Either Gatorade or
I just mentioned.
Oh, sorry.
Foot baths.
Oh, Epsom salt.
Yeah, that apparently helps with electrolytes. So
and also helps stabilize mast cells.
Yeah, and all that. So I'm basically fine on that front mostly, except for the times when my body decides that no, standing is not a thing that it feels like doing.
Yeah, I did learn the other day from my nurse friend a way to reset the vagus nerve, which isn't scientific advice.
It's just
medical advice.
Yeah, it's just a thing she figured out about, I guess.
It's just a thing. Apparently, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you that it was a conversation that I had. With someone.
I'm still not sure how that conversation
basically you can, if the vagus nerve, if you stand up too fast and your heart does the potsy thing and you feel like you're gonna pass, sit down, right? And then like the best way to describe this, she said, is bear down like you have to poop. And it will help to slow down your heart rate.
Apparently. Honestly,
Zofran,
I have a thing
child
I
is.
Feel my heart rate randomly, even if it's at perfect normal.
Wait a second, Tomasz. If you can, I would see if they can just prescribe you tabs like they give you at the hospital. 1 second.
The only problem on my end for when I get like that is I actually need to check with the heart rate monitor. Aside, like if I feel like lightheaded or vision's blurring or whatever, then I obviously know to sit down regardless.
Yeah.
But if I actually want to figure out what my heart rate is, I need to check with the monitor because my basic heart rate, it kind of bounces around a little bit, but like, I'm not sure if it's concerning, but like my resting is anywhere from like high 80s to like 110. And it just bounces around for no particular reason. I don't know why. And that is perfectly fine for me. I am perfectly fine with it is doing that.
You're effing with me. Zofran?
What?
Mallory takes Zofran for the vagus nerve.
Oh. Anyway, I was talking.
Yeah, but
I was also talking.
Okay, talk.
Anyway, even when it's like that, even if I'm just like sitting down doing nothing that even would raise my heart rate, and I've been there for like several hours and I'm perfectly fine, I'll just feel my heart rate. Like I'll be able to actually, I am going to consciously be paying attention to it, and it'll be perfectly resting. And then other times I won't feel it at all, and it will be like 129 or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it does that. It's very inconvenient.
It's called POTS.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Post-tachycardia syndrome.
Yeah, but it's just like I why can I not just feel it when it's going way too high?
Yeah.
Can that not be a thing? That'd be nice.
Been in the hospital with the injection. Take one of those a day. 700 is 7 to 100 is common testing. Every time I breathe on, you throw up. Oh, wait, are you saying you're in the hospital now? And what is dangerous for gastroparesis?
Hey, Mom, there's a new comment. Maybe you should look at that instead of continuing to scroll up.
I don't know. Resting. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, if you throw up
Okay,
when you
no.
do that, then don't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Resting heart rate is in the 70s to low 80s, but when I stand, it gets up to 140. Yeah, her
That's what
POTS
happens when I stand
her
up for too
POTS
long.
test, her poor man's tilt table test was like a definite like, oh yeah. Because the first time they did it when she was 9, they only had her stand for like 2 or 3 minutes, and that
Max.
you're supposed to do it you're supposed to do it for 10.
I don't even think it was that long though, because my heart rate doesn't actually take that long to rise.
Yeah.
So it was probably even less than that.
Because of your intestinal.
Okay,
Gotcha.
then don't do the bear down thing.
Yeah, then don't do that.
Messes
Then you don't do that.
It's kind of like a hey, doing this helps for some people, but like, if hitting your hand with a hammer hurts, then maybe don't do it.
Okay, Mallory, how was your vagus nerve your Zolfran for the vagus nerve prescription written? Like, if you don't mind sharing,
How's that?
How does that work? Like,
Hello.
does it say take as needed, like an anxiety medication, or is it
I don't remember if I'm even on that or anything.
that's your anti-nausea medication.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember the names of any of my things. I generally just remember them because that's what Mom puts in the thing. And
They gave it to me for your nausea and found out my heart rate came down, and the rheumatologist was like, drop.
Yeah, well, I have enough things to control my heart rate that I don't think it's needed.
No, you just told the world that your heart rate goes from like 80 to 129. Like,
yeah, no, I just said that it can do that and I won't feel it. I never said, oh, it does that every single time I stand up, or oh, it does that randomly. I just said, hey, my heart rate can be at its normal resting for me, for what my body has as its resting heart rate. And I will, for some reason, be fully aware of the feeling of it doing the heartbeat thing. Even though it is fine and I am experiencing no negative effects and I am perfectly healthy within that moment as much as my body can be with all the things it has. And then other times it will be really high and I won't feel it. That's all I said.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying is, instead of just keeping it by your bed.
I don't just keep it by my bed, though. That's the thing. I've been carrying it around in this little container with the salt you give me.
Okay. Well,
for like a while.
The next time you feel like you're going to pass out, try that.
Why?
Because
I have an entire container full of straight salt.
I don't check my heart rate anymore after like having POTS for 2 years. It's YOLO.
I just do it sometimes because I can. It's not even I feel like my heart rate's doing things, or I don't feel my heart rate, but I just kind of got, I just do it when I remember.
She's the Gemini. She was supposed to be a Leo, but she was born 2 weeks early because I had preeclampsia. My blood pressure shot up to 200 over 100, and
then I came into existence.
Then this child was born 2 weeks early. Her sign, instead of being a Leo, she came out a Gemini.
Yeah, I have no idea what the other ones are because I know that there's technically multiple depending
on like,
the time of blah 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 blah. But I also don't care enough to look.
Aries that felt like you're an Aries that felt like a fire child. She's fiery. Let me tell you.
My mood and the way I act is entirely dependent on the day and how tired of people that I am.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay. Hi. So we're turning into a cat now.
My friend is a Sagittarius.
Oh, I gotcha. So tell me what. Okay, so you have what is a fire child?
I'm pretty sure that just meant child who is a fire sign, based off of the previous comment.
Yeah, but Gemini is Gemini not a fire sign?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
an air sign, Mom.
Okay. Look, my autistic ass gets to ask the other autistic person who made the comment for clarification on occasion.
And I can still be sassy at you when you do it,
Mm-hmm.
as per usual. This is just how we interact. Is this not normal?
Leo, yes. Okay, so well, her father's well, genetically she's half Leo, so
I don't even want to start with genetic fire signs. I don't want to start with the genetic anything for zodiac signs. Do not. No. Cease.
Oh my God.
I have seen one too many people be a little bit too over enthusiastic. No.
Robin said little bit could have a fire rising or moon. Leo King, she is a Leo. She was
Given the ego I occasionally have for no particular reason, probably.
she is. I don't think she realizes she was born 2 weeks early.
I mean, most people don't know the time they're born. So. I feel that may be a normal thing, actually.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not going to go, oh, I'm always right, because if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I'm not going to be a moron by continuing to insist further that I am actually correct. It's just that when I speak, it's usually because I already know that I am.
Oh God. Okay, Robin, I had to like look up and be like, what are you talking about? I saw I was removed at 1 p.m. or
Good ways to say born. Removed.
Okay. So then I had
Evicted.
so then I had to look right. I had to look up. And I see that Robin said found out my dad is a Virgo rising and Virgo moon. I thought he had Leo. Definitely C-section. Definitely. I know. I figured it. I was like, I was removed at one. I was like, removed from what? Jail cell you were occupying? What are you talking about? See Leo energy. Oh, girl. Oh, serious. Yeah. Yes. This child is she's she's definitely got some. She's definitely got fire. And has since she was born. So yeah. I was planned. Thank God they took me out before Scorpio season.
Be glad this one isn't drinking anything.
Oh my God. I'm a Capricorn, that's all I know. I was born the day after Christmas, and my mom was in labor with me for 2 days because and I didn't realize that until I was in my 20s because we're Mexicans, so we do the Noche Buena thing. You're killing Mallory.
I know, I'm hilarious.
And when she told me she went into labor with during Christmas dinner,
I also have RBF, but that's just because I'm autistic.
for a minute I almost forgot what RBF meant.
How?
I don't know, because I used to think I had it, but people come up to me all the time and are like, "Hey,
Oh no, you do. It's just you also.
Oh, I also have waitress face too, though. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you forgot the customer service bit.
Right. I have waitress face. So like I've got a certain smile that like,
You do, however, have RBF when we are walking through like a mall or something, and we don't want the salespeople outside the
oh
store
yeah,
to talk to us.
the little like kiosks in the center. I will stare a bitch down. And they will say, "Are you mad at me?" all the time. um, you have Capricorn rising. I have RBF, so people think I'm mean. You don't have RBF as much. Well, I don't think you have RBF.
Well, yeah, that's because you're also autistic and also basically already adopted her, so you're biased.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, so I learned how to mask in restaurants, and I learned how to read people in restaurants. 20 years in restaurants was great for like me, like learning how to blend and learning how to read people, because that's the only reason I know how to read. No, I know how to read people. Aries sun, Libra rising, and Scorpio moon. I burned it. I don't even know. That was, I don't know. I'm a Capricorn. I was born the day after Christmas, and I was dropped from the hospital on Christmas stacking. That's all I can tell you. I don't know
What?
I literally okay.
I didn't know the last bit. Okay.
Yeah, I have a Christmas stocking.
New mom lore.
All the Christmas babies, instead of the hospital sending the baby home with a special, the hospital quilt they put over you, they put the babies in a quilt, a baby sized blanket that was shaped like a Christmas stocking.
I see.
Basically, think our tubes.
Yeah, the stick tubes.
Oh yeah, our sleepy tubes, except Christmas stocking. And my mom gave it to me. So yeah, I still have it. Your baby was the 11th of December. We got the stocking she was in. Yep, my mom gave me mine. My mom gave me mine, and I was actually like a little sad when she gave me mine, because I was like, "You don't want to put it in your wall anymore?" Like I did, and she was like, "Well, you're moving out." She's like, "Belongs to you." I'm like, yeah, but like you're my mom. Like if she were to move out and like she was born in a Christmas stocking, I'd be like, "That's staying."
Yeah, that's because you're autistic. I love her, I swear.
Sometimes she looks at me and goes, how did they not know? How they not know? How they not know? How'd you not know? So yeah. Everybody, just so you know, I have the Hypermobile CPT. I think is her full username. The one who's got the medical binder and it went viral, explaining how she shuts down doctors when they decide to question her knowledge or show that they don't have any. She's going to be she's supposed to be, I guess, my first guest on my podcast, on my podcast, whatever this is.
Podcast, YouTube channel, live stream, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do it live
It's a
stream
thing.
because it's the only way I can actually do it. You want to join eventually. Well, you need to. So your first step is to subscribe to the channel, but you can have me in August. The hell do you just what?
I'm going to assume that means something along the lines of she would be free for.
Okay. You've been subscribed for months. Okay, yeah, but you gotta join over here. Like if you talk over here and you watch over here, it helps because when I hit 1,000, August is gastroparesis or what?
Okay, that makes sense.
Understood.
That makes sense then.
Understood. Okay, all right, that makes sense. because with YouTube, once you get to 1,000 followers, you have to have, I think there's 2 other criteria you have to meet in order to be
Like a
monetized.
certain amount of watch time. And
There needs to
whatever
be a
else.
certain amount of watch time, and you have to have live streamed for a certain amount of time. So I'm pretty far on both the other 2. So I just got to get to the 1,000 subscribers, and let's see.
Which is probably going to take a bit, but who cares?
Yeah, it should have happened. It should have already happened. I'm not gonna lie.
Considering the way people function on social media
Yeah,
and how algorithms work and how a lot of people aren't going to necessarily follow through, but it has a higher percentage chance of them doing so if they are told. No.
You're, yes, you do. Mallory's my hero.
Things will probably end up slowly getting higher quality if monetization and Patreon people happen, because then money will exist and it will be able to be used on things.
Right, because considering I can't actually work outside of the house, yeah. April shared the live with more than 10. April's my hero. I love April. April Viola is the best. I want to stream on YouTube and etc. gaming eventually. So do I. I want to start gaming with YouTube with other chronic illness creators. I want to do like 1 night a week where we're just like chronic tubing. The chronic
I'm not
illness
sure there's
tubers.
any games other than like that Diablo game you played with like
I don't care if it's
people-
Animal Crossing.
I know, but like there's only so much you can do there.
Or The Sims. I don't care.
You can't multiplayer The Sims.
Okay, well, something. We gotta figure something. Emmy, how you doing? But I wanna figure out and great pizza. Okay, Robin, your job is to find a few games that you can have multiple that can be multiple players.
And actually are able to be live streamed.
And can be
over, like,
live streamed.
Make it a PC or a computer thing. I can have her borrow my PC, or I can just play the game while she's sitting next to me, or whatever.
Okay, Talmaj, you might be meeting with your state rep about healthcare issues. Talk to me about that, because send me a message, because if you would like to be a guest on the channel, and honestly, if the state rep you're talking to wants to appear, I can only have 1 guest at a time until I have $15 in Patreon.
Oh yeah, there is
monies.
an online version of Cards Against Humanity, but given the actual responses on most of the cards, the answer would be no. This one looked through like Cards Against Humanity cards like forever ago, and a lot of them are either too, or like some degree of too vulgar for her taste in those types of games, and would be for a family-friendly style chronic illness information stream in the first place.
Right, but there is there are,
and that'd be a boring version. So either you have the version you're not going to do, or the versions that are more boring. Which you no. I have standards.
We can play
The answer
apples
is
to
no.
apples.
I
like
don't know what
fuzzy
that
games
is.
commonly. Cards Against Humanity. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity would not work on. I want to do chronic, because we can talk about like just art, in the background, like.
I have no idea what Apples to Apples is, and frankly, if it's a card game of any sort, I am immediately disinterested.
This isn't about you.
Yeah, I know, but I'd also be there.
That's nice. You're here even when I don't want you to
I know.
be. And
yeah,
you
I know.
told
And
me
you're
that
stuck
you're
with
never
me.
leaving. So
you are stuck with me.
It's like a cat. I fed you
are
once.
Stuck. You are trapped. I have trapped you.
I know you did.
It's a safe version of Cards Against Humanity, so probably really boring then.
What is? Oh,
Robin literally just said.
Okay, well, I'm looking at 2 screens,
and I responded to what she said.
So that okay, you have a darkened soul. So do I.
I
So
feel
does
like that's
she.
a normal thing for neurodivergent and chronic illness people.
Her hoodie was dye. It's a
It
from
got stained. It was from Wooland, I think. It
Woolx.
got Woolex. What is
It's on sale for $67
and it
right
got.
now on the purple again, so I can buy you another purple for
I don't
Christmas if you
care.
want. You don't care.
Anyway, it
Um,
got stained. This one has something against like small stains on clothing, so it got sent off to a friend of hers who knows how to dye clothes, and she did this.
Yep. Oh, here, look.
Eh.
There, see? Right there. It's one of a kind Oak Street dye. OOAK Street Dye is her Facebook page.
Spelled like the stuff you use to change the colors of things, not the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's her business is ice dyeing clothing. Yeah. She has a lot of pretty fabulous stuff on her site. Her name is oh great, I just forgot her name. Regina. Her name is Regina. And she has a Facebook page, OOAK Street Dye.
The most convenient games that
One
could be
second.
used are ones that are either available on a MacBook that is not built for gaming in the slightest, or a PC that is actually built for gaming because I have one. It's not.
Here,
Normally, I
found her
have like 2
page.
screens and stuff. I don't currently.
Here's her
But,
page. OOK Street
use that.
Dye. And look, this is she posted this 15 hours ago. You want to look. You want to look. Friend, you're allergic to corn. Like I'm in a bet. I thought you knew you were allergic to corn.
Haven't you known that, Robin?
Is this new information, or did you just remember and like it pissed you off again? That's awesome. I have an emotional attachment to a stained hoodie I have, so that's a good idea. Emmy, honestly, everything I own, I know it is not black. I know is eventually going to either be dyed a darker color until I can't dye it a darker color like multiple times. Like eventually I'm gonna run out of colors that I can dye. And then it gets sent.
No, I know, but like it gives me hives. I didn't know. Did you consume
So
it
you
and
tried it
recently
again,
and
you
find out?
dumbass.
Did you consume a thing you were Robin, did you consume a thing you were allergic to and then be surprised when you had an allergic reaction? Because if you did, that's entirely on you. I'm going to be completely honest. If you knowingly consumed a thing that you already knew you were allergic to, doesn't matter if you didn't know it was going to give you hives. You knew you were allergic.
Well, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna have to sit you down and brush your hair before I allow you on the internet again.
I know. Shush.
Okay. It hurts. Why did you do it? What
So
did you
did?
eat?
Please tell me you didn't know there was corn in the thing, because if not, I'm legally obligated to find a pillow and smack you with it.
She is your little sister, remember?
Pillow, because anything else would cause damage.
Pillows can cause damage if you stick something else in
Yeah,
the pillowcase.
but that's not what we're doing. Shush. No, didn't know. Okay, good.
Okay. Well, no, actually bad. Did you order something and they screwed it up, or did you just not read the ingredients?
Like, good that you didn't.
It was a secret. Oh, which one? Which it was a secret corn word. Which corn word? Some comments in this live were filtered to reflect the community's experience.
Can you click it and see what they were?
I wish. Citric acid. No, that's not a secret corn word. You're just that's a known one.
Yeah, Robin, if you're going to eat something that you don't already know you are 100% not allergic to, look up the name, look up every single ingredient, because most of them are probably actually known, and the ones that aren't, you probably need to know anyway.
Robin, you're probably allergic to your toothpaste. It was me. If it, oh, April Viola said shit.
Yeah, I get your allergist ditched you, but you still have Google.
Okay, yeah, you have Google and you have me.
You can ask her, or you can just look up all of the
Ask
ingredients.
me.
Actually, no, yeah, just ask this one. You're probably going to get better information.
Asher joins through the invite. Hi, April. Hi, Asher.
Multiple people are joining through the invite.
No, listen, for serious. If you want to schedule a live where like I will answer like so many questions for so many people. Sorry. Miss Robin, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Well, you scared the allergist. Shocking. Shocking. You're allergic to basically everything aside from your own skin.
I scare a lot of doctors. He was diagnosed with MCAS latex allergy, all true allergies, and he left. Wait a minute. That means you didn't scare the shit. That's my fault. I'm the one that told. Okay, I wasn't giving Robin medical advice, all right? I just told her that she had these things.
Because objectively speaking, she did and does.
I just said she might want to avoid a few things.
How many words for corn are there? Look it up.
A lot. One second. You just asked a reporter with ADHD. Why do you think I went into journalism? So I could ask why all the time and not be looked at like a giant fucking toddler. Okay, 1 second. Corn allergy words. What if we created a game?
A game to be more depressed? What?
Yes, it could be like a drinking game. You can drink whatever is safe for you. If it's just water, you put it in a shot glass so you can feel like you're taking it. I don't know.
Let's not actually. There's too many anyways.
Your nurse called him insane. I went into anaphylaxis and he sent and then sent it to the ER. We all have illers done those. Yeah, we do. Allergy Lagoon Kahoot. Okay, 1 second.
That just sounds
okay. So yeah, so this is one of Oak Street OOAK Street Dye's new like hoodie creation thingies. So anyway, here's her Facebook page, so you can like.
Up the words for porn.
I know, but I have to finish showing. See, there she is for everybody who was wondering on YouTube. Now let's go back to the corn words. Okay.
What are you laughing at now?
Sorry, Robin.
What were you laughing at?
184. Robin, listen, I'm going to just tell you this very, very nicely. Stop being a dumbass. And I mean that with love because I'm Mexican. And somebody just followed me because I told Robin to stop being a dumbass. Okay, listen. I don't tell. Hi, my. You're so allergic to mosquitoes? Oh, yeah. MCAS. Yeah. You want to know what? Do you want me literally to post the Dr. Pimple Popper worthy? I literally outlandered the bejesus out of my cellulitis, so swollen that I looked like I had a second.
There's a good chance
booty.
I'd be taken down.
Huh?
There's a good chance I'd be taken down.
Not on YouTube.
Okay.
And I recorded it so I could show it to my doctor, but then I thought, like, I don't watch Dr. Pimple Popper, but I know people are obsessed with it.
Because some of you need.
Because some of y'all need a hobby.
Or to go outside and actually touch grass ever.
But I might post it. Yeah. Little bit has beautiful hair. She does, but we haven't brushed it in like two. Oh God, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and I've also been taking care of most of the knots as they pop up with my fingers. So generally speaking, aside from the fact that it doesn't look like it's been brushed, because technically speaking, we haven't taken an actual brush to it, it's fine, and you need to calm.
Asher is allergic to latex. I joke I'm allergic to her. I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic to everything I'm putting on this right now, actually, but we're just doing it.
It's either put stuff on that you're kind of allergic to, or just deal with it getting way worse.
Right. And
So
honestly, I think I outlandered it last night. Like the first night I actually like poured straight vodka on it. And I was like imagining like a scene where one of the guys just came back, like, was just like carried back in from battle, and like, with the British, and like had just survived like some horrible, like, like, sword wound. And Claire, pouring like having him like bite down on a piece of wood, and Claire like pouring like, alcohol like straight over like the wound. um and yeah, that was my brain. That was my brain the whole time. Could I explain the symptoms, please, of what? Um, Dry mouth, swollen tongue, flushing hives. For corn allergy?
if you want symptoms to be explained, you need to specify what you are. What
Yeah, we have
what
a
is
lot.
the thing that
Okay.
symptoms are of.
Okay, Robin, I have, this is tastyplate.com. By the way, there's 11 of you here. I have 271 likes. And I, aside from April, with the gifts, the rest of y'all are really not showing any game. So
She's not specifying that you have to send a gift. She mostly just means the likes. Gifts would be appreciated, but you also have the ability to tap the screen.
yeah,
And it also doesn't actually cost anything,
yeah,
unlike the gifts and the weird conversion rate.
yeah,
So
exactly. Because honestly, and if you're in the mood to like give a voluntary donation because I'm funny and I am screwed up and I can't work outside of the house, then you can do that too. My links are in my bio with my Cash App and my Venmo and my PayPal. All of that's there. And because I know we all love sending the cute gifts, but TikTok does take a huge freaking chunk out of that for you guys. Thank you for tapping. Okay, 1 second. And oh my God, wow, I'm so behind. Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, so 1 second. Now, I'm going to this one. I will add to the list too when I redo the description box on the post for the live stream. But tastystream.com, Robin, is incredibly depressing.
Tasty Plate?
Huh?
Isn't it Tasty Plate, not Stream?
What do we
You
have?
said tastystream.com.
Tastyplate.com, sorry. On the stream, I'm gonna post it so that in the description box, okay? Robin, I need you to just assume everything is trying to kill you. Okay? And that it has to earn your trust. You need to read the
Pretend
description
everything's
box.
from Australia.
Pretend everything's from Australia or Arizona. Yeah. You need to read everything. Can we do honey? We can only do honey if, ooh, really? We don't have a whole lot here. We can do honey as long as it's bottled in any state not touching the southern border, like the Mexican border. Because that has or that doesn't have mesquite trees in it. Because we can't do honey with mesquite. Asher, thanks for the like laughs on Australian. Ha! You're Australian.
Oh no.
I will never. I love you. I'm afraid of you, and I'm in awe of you. I've seen pictures of Australia, parts of Australia, where they show like somebody was like, looks like snow, doesn't it? And I was like, yeah, it does. And because it was a meme like picture, right? And then instead it said, why did Robin leave? Robin, why did you leave? Anyway, and then it said, no, it's not snow. Those are spider webs. It's spider season. And it was at that exact moment that I said, Australia will never be on my bucket list. In fact, if I win an all expenses paid trip to Australia and am offered money to live there, I'll just see if somebody else wants to go and pretend that they're me. You keep them as pets.
You have problems.
Oh, God. No. You requested, but she wasn't responding. Who wasn't responding?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, 1 second. I can't hear you. That's why.
Turn it up.
Sorry. I've had
Can you
these.
hear me now?
I can hear you now. I didn't.
Okay, because we're gonna see we're having a variety.
That's because look, it's because my autistic ass has these in all day, so I can mute at least the extra sounds. I don't need it on like right now my voice sounds too loud for my brain. Okay.
You're about to have a Verizon moment, honestly.
So like I keep these in all day, and then I've got my one Power Beats Pro left because I lost the other one in Minnesota before we left and I couldn't find it. So I need to buy another one because that's depressing. Because their names were Melinda and Frank, and they had a backstory. And
Mom, please.
Frank left.
Mom, please.
And Melinda is
Mother.
listen, okay, Melinda and Frank. And anyway, I lost one of them, and I don't know
I
if
deal with
Melinda's.
this daily, by the way.
I don't know if Melinda's ready to date again.
Mom.
What?
You don't know if Melinda's ready to date again?
Yeah.
Just don't. Do not. Don't encourage this. Stop it. I have to deal with this on a daily basis. I do not need more.
What
How
was
does Melinda feel though? Like,
Stop
is
it.
she like not?
Stop.
Honestly, there's
Mom.
look. I mean,
Body chip.
It's really up to Melinda where she wants to be in life. You know.
Rob.
I understand. I
Why
do.
are you two like this?
I do. I understand, and I agree. And maybe that I have to take. Maybe I have to show her the Apple website and see if if she's interested in a partner again.
Why are you two like this? Why do you two conspire to torment me specifically on this day? I am personally offended.
Little bit. Do you feel like Melinda right now?
Shut up.
Are you not ready to be
Shh! Not so loud. Your father's asleep.
And he's not gonna get up. Let's be real. If he's gonna hear it, he's gonna hear it.
All right. Listen. So, hi, Chinita Taylor. Are you I have to. I won't explain right now.
I have to ask, and then just doesn't.
No, I'm very.
Ask.
April said be right back. Call. Okay, I was like, be right back. You're gonna call what? And then I understood. Okay, Robin, listen. You said that you don't know about corn words.
I want to know because I'm evidently not allergic to all derivatives.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I do react to.
All right. So listen, here's a complete corn list. There is the base list is well, there used to be a website called cornallergens.com and livecornfree.com. Not everything on this list will contain corn. These ingredients can contain corn and may need to be avoided completely or used cautiously. Items identified with an asterisk are the most common items that might not always contain or be derived from corn. So I'll skip those. Oh,
but
shit.
Little bit has to know that I'm allergic to oats, and I didn't know that granola was oats. So I got something with granola, and then my throat was really it was a pitiable, whatever. And I had some coconut, some granola, whatever. And then my throat was kind of acting up. I'm like, bro, what the hell is this? This is crazy. Like, what?
Okay.
I'm like, dang, this is really spicy.
Okay,
And
wait,
I was
wait,
like, I don't
wait.
know.
I want to use this as a teachable moment for everybody. Everybody who laughed at the guy in the Super Bowl commercial clip, the original one, okay? That before it got edited for airing during the Super Bowl, when dude's holding the peanut butter jar, his eye is swelling shut and is breaking out in hives, and he's going, "There's peanuts and peanut butter," and everybody's laughing, going,
Some of us
"What?
genuinely
What?"
like don't know though.
Yeah, but there's a difference at the very least in the fact that peanut butter has it in the name.
Yeah, peanut butter does have it in the name.
It does
but
have it in the
but
name.
that's-
You literally
but-
cannot
but
make
that's
an
a real thing that happened in Texas. And I was like, Pauline, can you please tell me what Mexican restaurant that is so I never go there?
Yeah, no, that was just the owner being purposefully negligent.
I don't know the name of the restaurant. I'll have to find it.
That
like,
was the
yeah.
owner being negligent. Also, I wouldn't recommend going
What
to
makes
Mexico with
me
all your
so
issues anyway.
angry, and I tell Pauline about this because my peanut allergy has progressed to the. I was diagnosed with peanut allergy as a kid. I went to a pediatrician. She's like, "Yeah, you're allergic to peanuts, but it's not that high. So just be careful. Have it every now and again." And she was like, "You're allergic, but not that allergic." And then almost 10 years later, I can't even be next to someone having a Reese's. So why didn't she tell my mom not to give me peanuts at all?
Because
listen to me. 16 years ago, I was diagnosed with an allergy to something called ethylene tetrachloride. Okay. They gave me a list that included everything from copolymers to acrylates to sunscreen to insect repellent to glue and latex and blah 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 blah. And I was not kidding. I was independently diagnosed as being allergic to cocometapropyl, which is a coconut derivative used in a lot of beauty products for your skin, right? Like lotions and stuff. And it was a particular one that I was using at the time that was causing me to break out all the freaking time. And the doctor was like, "Bring in all of your beauty products." Okay, fine, I did. So they do the whole skin patch test thing, right? And I've got 2 spots on my back that I swear to God, if I could literally have like paid someone to just, I don't know, Freddy Krueger the F out of my back, I would have, because it hurt that much and I had to wait 5 days. And they put those 2 spots. I don't know if they knew, but those 2 particular, because I was able to get some of them, but those 2 are the ones that the wheel, the allergic wheel, right? It's what's called the wheel, WHEA, yeah, whatever. Anyway, those are the ones that like popped big for allergy. Okay. I asked the doctor when they're like, "You're allergic to coconut and ethylene dihydrochloride." I'm like, or not a coconut. They were like cocometapropyl and ethylene. I'm like, "I'm sorry. Can you please say that in English?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can't use that beauty product anymore. And here's a list of everything that you can't use with ethylene dihydrochloride." No one said anything about if you're allergic to latex, you're likely allergic to, and then here or need to watch out for all these foods. I asked if I had to avoid or change my, like coconut foods and coconut, like, drinks, like pina coladas were my favorite drinks. They're made with coconut milk. Coconut oil, like there was that fad with like cooking with coconut oil.
Yeah, and they're like, "It's so healthy. Put it on your hair."
Yeah, I was.
And like putting your skin, all that stuff.
The annoying part is those things actually can be healthy if you don't have the allergies.
Yeah.
So it's not like the people are lying.
I'm thankful I don't have coconut allergy. Tamaj asked, "What is your weirdest allergy?" I'm allergic to candles. but not every candle. Just the candles. I'm allergic to Bath and Body Works and most things in mall. I'm allergic to Macy's and Dillard's and J.C. Penney's.
Honestly, I don't know.
This one,
I don't know what it is.
This one is allergic to basically everything. So,
and I've been smelling something that's been smelling like Starburst recently. And I was like, what is that smell? Something smells like Starburst. And it just felt like it was chasing me. But anyway, my mom had a candle in the living room, which is way
what
on
were
the
you
other side
on?
of the house.
Just let her finish talking.
Go ahead.
She has worse ADHD than I think the both of us do.
Sorry, go.
Oh, sorry. My mom had a candle on the other side of the house and it smelled like Starburst. And I felt like Starburst were chasing me. But anyway, I found out the candle smelled like Starburst.
Yeah, carnival wax.
And she didn't even light it on fire. And then I turned it around and it has soy in it. What is she doing?
Yep. Mr. Bubbles, kids bubble bath. Mallory, you're asking me to check that one out for you, or are you saying that I can't use it? Because I can't use basically any. I've got 3 soaps I can use. My weirdest allergy, I'm allergic to sunscreen. I'm allergic to I'm allergic to the entire black hair care section. I'm allergic to every single toothpaste you can get at the grocery store. I'm allergic to mouthwash. I'm allergic to a lot of dental floss. I'm allergic to bamboo. I found that out the hard way. I'm allergic to celery. I'm allergic to peas, which is like validation because I hated those I hated peas as a child. And it turns out every single food that I hated as a child, I am actually allergic to now as an adult. And I don't know.
Basically everything.
You know what? Give me something, I'm gonna count it as a win. Okay. That's your weirdest allergy. Yeah. Okay. So Mallory's weirdest allergy is Mr. Bubbles. I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic to my. Oh wait. No. Here's my weirdest allergy. My daughter's period.
Yeah, we react to each other's hormones. It's hell.
Literally, I can tell you she's gonna start her period right before because she always gets sick right before she starts. And I'm talking like passes out, like she's sleeping, she'll get up and like immediately start getting sick, and she reaches for the garbage can, she spreads out of her bed, and then like it instantly passes out like a drunk. And doesn't remember it sometimes. And
most of the time.
Okay. But right before it happens, I wake up if I'm not already, if I'm not still up, because I get instantly like chilly, like, and I'm talking like my body temperature just dropped like 10 degrees. I get really cold. She wakes up and starts gagging and throws up. And she's been doing this since she was like 2, with the sinus drainage. And anyway, yeah, I start reacting. I have the myoclonic seizure type things for my leg the entire night, and I can't. I kick, and I have allergic reactions to it. So, yeah, and she reacts to mine. Robin, you can come back. Yeah, rice is in a lot of things. So, fun facts: your child's genetics go into your body when you're pregnant and never leave.
Wow, shocking. I feel like that makes. I kind of guessed.
Yeah.
Like forever ago that would have been a thing, because the genetics are actively changing and forming into a solid shape of a human being and developing for 9 whole fucking months. Yeah, no, you need to be told that.
Yeah, and you used my sciatic nerve as a pillow.
Yes, I
so
did do that.
my right leg would give out on me while I was walking, and
That's not related at all. I just think
no, no. What
it's funny.
you did this on purpose?
I was not sentient, so no, I did not. But I think it's funny now. So
Oh, your mom didn't appreciate you telling them the starburst or candles business. Tell her we understand. You need ADHD meds so you can sleep at a night at a timely manner, but I better focus. You focus better at nighttime. I don't. The problem is right now, Robin. I don't know if the ADHD meds actually are ADHD meds.
or if they are, they're not doing anything for either of us.
I wonder if it's the H1H2 thing, like the Benadryl.
Maybe.
I got to look it up. I'm gonna ask my friend tomorrow. There are certain medications that require a certain pH for your stomach to be able to break them down properly so they can actually get into your bloodstream. And I feel like I'm fairly positive that Adderall is not available in vial form. Because if it was, that would be very much like well, it would be illegal probably. Because it can't be compounded because guess what? The only reason it's compounded is to make it legal. Because if it was compounded, it would be just straight Beth.
I don't think you needed to say that. That's the most common joke around ADHD medication ever.
No, I called. You know what? I actually called.
No, that it has that in it. Not that, compounding it would make it just that. The fact that it is in the medication at all.
That's the base of the medication.
Yeah, that's a joke. Like a really common one surrounding ADHD meds. That's what I was trying to
be yourself, but a little quieter.
I was explaining to you and you kept talking over me, so I had to be louder than you.
No, don't stop being Mexican then.
You do that. I don't know.
Okay. Keep talking.
Anyway, the joke, what I was saying was that it's a really common joke that drug is within the medication period.
Yeah,
the fact that it being compounded would make it nothing other than that is not necessarily super commonly known information. The joke is that it is a part of it.
I get that. So does everybody else.
You weren't acting like you were when I was explaining it.
Because you were explaining it like I offended your ancestors about something. Yes. Okay, anyway. So Mallory says, I'm living my life raw without meds. I get OCD and it makes my autism worse when I treat my ADHD. Here's my issue is I don't know. I used to be able to tell you when like the moment that the ADHD stimulant hit my bloodstream, because it was like a light turning on and the cobwebs clearing from my brain and no longer feeling like I was blinking through sand. My husband knew when it worked. My daughter knew when it worked. Like everybody around me knew when it worked, even before I did. I'm on the exact same medication, but here, you know what? I have to ask the doctor. I had to be on the brand name. The generic didn't work for me. It had to be the one with the A, started with the A. And the doctor that we're seeing is who's handling that medication has only prescribed the generic and has not done the dispense as written as I have asked. So that's one of the things that I'm going to ask when I see her next Thursday. This is the funny part. I was in the ER on Saturday for the spider bite. My checkout paperwork said to make an appointment with my GP within 3 days. I called, and she can see me on Thursday next week. Oh my God. So, Beth, can you be used to treat ADHD? It is Schedule 2, just like the other ADHD stimulants. Yep. Wait, what? Like actual? No. And Coca-Cola is also Schedule 2 and can be used as a local anesthetic. Now, when you say treat, are you paying a copay or a dealer? I think Mallory is about to pee her pants. They're trying to get rid of pain medicine, X, and stimulants. If they get rid of the second one, that whole list they can't get rid of, because you want to know why? The second they do, they're all going to be trying to recreate them, because we are all going to be insane, and they are all going to be they're all going to become my husband. Where's your medication? Did you take your medication? Have you taken your medication yet? It's time to take your medication. Take your medication. Take your medication.
If they try to do that, the problem is that I'm pretty sure like half the workforce will just cease.
Really?
So if they were to do that, they'd be reverting that shit in about week max when everything proceeds to go to hell. So.
And fully legal when prescribed. Okay, see, look. Technically speaking, I'm allergic to my ADHD meds because it contains magnesium stearate. I called my compounding pharmacy and asked if they could compound it for me. And this was when we lived in Minnesota. Minnesota is very strict on stimulants. That one in particular.
Which is stupid, but whatever.
And they're also very, very strict on the X anti-anxiety medication. Or the A if it's a generic. But guess what? That's also a mast cell stabilizer, the ADHD medication. And but I can tell you that I don't feel it now. I don't feel it at all. I can't tell that I've taken it. I can tell you when Benadryl hits my system. I can tell you when the X/A for anti-anxiety mast cell stabilization hits my system, because it's one of my rescue meds. And for panic attacks. Mallory, you're giving me anxiety. She said DEA's already cut down the production.
Well, the point is, if they do manage to remove those things, then they're going to be shooting themselves in both feet and arms and legs and the skull.
I need ice.
So, they're going to be reverting that decision or trying to recreate whatever, because that's going to knock out probably a good portion of the workforce, probably a lot of students, probably just a lot of people in general, and that's going to result in their money dropping. And none of them are going to like that.
I'm allergic to every single.
That can cause them more legal trouble and monetary trouble than most things combined.
The number of things.
No real reason to be that worried.
The number of things I'm allergic. Part of the reason I get in trouble with doctors. The problem with stimulants is that you build a tolerance and need more and more. No, it's not that. It's not that. The first time I took it, when I got the new prescription, I didn't feel a damn thing. I had been on it for 5 years. I haven't taken it for a week because I was trying to calm my brain down. I don't know. I didn't have. It just was. I'm not noticing anything with it, so I forget to take it. And I took one the other day after like 3 or 4 days, 5 days. I don't know. I'm not. It's not that. It's either the tinfoil hat theory that it's sugar pills, or it's just my brain needs or it's the I need the brand name from with the A. The one that I am on, it starts with a D. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be the A, but it's a generic, and it starts with a D. You can also do tolerance. Yeah, I do that, but it does. That's my problem.
People respond differently to different medications. People will react differently depending on the specific things they do to manage aforementioned medications. No, none of the things you are going to suggest works. Yes, I know neither of us have felt anything since we started it. I was never on it before previous. No, none of the other ones will work. A non-stimulant will turn me into a exhausted bitch. And I don't know what it does to that one, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything good. Last I checked when you talked about it, it was like all of the bad stuff, like you were just exhausted and non-functional or whatever. And I just am on the verge of committing homicide when I'm on a non-stimulant for some reason. So yeah, no, it's none of the things you're suggesting. I promise you.
Day one, she told us I can't do it.
No, I didn't say I can't do it. I took it for the literal first time, and less than 10 minutes later, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to do anything. And I was correct, because the only thing it did was turn me into a bitch.
And day two, I was like, she's right. Day three, her father looked at me and said, she can't take that anymore. Because she's not, no. So yeah, Shatera didn't do anything for me. Colby didn't. No. Vyvanse, the V did nothing. The only one that works for me is the A, and it has to actually be the brand name.
And evidently, none of the ones you're suggesting would work for me. Again, she basically copy pasted herself. The stuff that works for her works for me. The stuff that doesn't work for her does not work for me.
A lot of the stimulants they found aren't having the active ingredient. Tell me that wasn't the D. I'm actually I'm kind of curious. I will tell you I ordered a test. I'll also tell you.
We don't know what it is right now, but
I'll also tell you that I took it out of the box so I could actually do the test.
And then lost it immediately.
I know where the box is. I don't know where the test is. I have no idea. I've asked about combining a stimulant and non-stimulant. Yeah, I'm on both. I'm on guanfacine and a stimulant, and no, it doesn't. Nothing. It does nothing. It's helpful.
I can promise you, anything that has been suggested will either have already been tried or not do shit.
Stimulants increase dopamine, and non-stimulants increase non-epinephrine serotonin. Yeah. Apparently, too much non-epinephrine and serotonin turn her into Mrs. Ripper.
And also exhausted. I was literally She was on the couch every single day, not because that's just how I normally am, but because I was literally too physically exhausted to fucking move around.
Yeah, so I can tell you from past experience, and this is what I need to explain to my doctor, that they put me on the R turned me when we only tried it once. The R turned me, like, I felt like I was experiencing a living coma, like a conscious coma. I was stuck in bed until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I could hear my husband getting ready for work. I could hear him like talking to me, um, telling, I could hear him like getting frustrated because our 6-year-old was like running around the house and he needed to go to work. And he's like, I know you can hear me. Um, text me as soon as you wake up. By the way, you're not taking that again. And he brought a little bit in the bedroom with me and, set her up with games, some her iPad or whatever, and snacks, and was like, make sure you stay in here with mommy until she wakes up. And that was the experience with the R1. The R1 turned me into, like, I literally could hear him. I was conscious of everything. I couldn't move my limbs. I couldn't open my eyes. And that lasted a day. My husband was like, you can't take that again. Then we tried the A1, and that we tried a generic one, and I'm like, nothing. By the way, I'm very ADHD. 90 mg of the A1 used to be the legal limit when I was first diagnosed at 33. That lasted about 2 years. My provider went to refill the prescription on her work desk laptop, or work desktop, whatever the hell, desktop computer. And I swear to you, said, and I said, what? And she goes, how much coffee can you drink? And I'm like, wait, why? And she goes, because I can only prescribe 60 milligrams. 90 is now not, is no longer the top, is no longer the legal allowable limit. It's 60. So I literally have to cut what you've been taking down by a third, because I was taking it 3 times a day. And plus coffee. So she dropped me down to that, but it was still I just had to learn how to save it, for what I needed. The R1 ends in Ellen. Oh gosh. The one that ends in Erdal gave Mallory terrible lockjaw until they gave her a shot after 2 days. That sounds absolutely horrible and painful as hell. Yeah, like, I seriously, like, I could hear him. I knew he was there. I knew he was worried, but I knew he had to go to work. And he knew that he had to go to work. Hi, Jennifer, and Pampered Pierce. And like, he had to go. So he took the dogs outside and everything, and came in and was like, and the last thing he said was like, I was like, that's it. You are not taking this one again. You're calling the doctor and you have to take a different one. Your doctor made you stop taking ADHD meds to prove that my POTS wasn't caused by it. I voluntarily stopped taking on my own cold turkey. I dropped my ADHD meds and flushed them down the toilet 6 years ago. After I had figured out my MCAS. I had gone down to low histamine. I had dropped coffee. I had dropped tea, green tea, everything, every kind of tea. I was drinking water. I dropped dehydrated food, fermented foods. I was like low histamine queen. Okay. And my medications were starting to get compounded. And so I had eliminated enough things that I was able to start figuring out what was triggering reactions. I put my feet in a pair of Converse as soon as it got warm enough in Minnesota. I wore my Converse were all I wore in the summer, no socks. All of a sudden I start sneezing, and my eyes are bothering me, and I'm starting to get like multi-system reactions, and it's like, oh, I take my feet out of my shoes, and I put on something else. I'm better. And then I'm like, all right, now we have to scientific experiment this. Okay, so I put them back on, and I'm a mess again. And I'm like, so I had to look that up because I needed to see it in writing. Oh, guess what? Converse, rubber, the toe bumper, and the sole, the natural rubber latex. And that's when I figured out I had to go that natural rubber latex free, and synthetic only for soles and shoes. So same thing with that with a medication. I was having 2 reactions a day after taking that medication, because we were living in what I believe was a potentially mold infested apartment. And I think it magnified all of our allergies. And because things that I couldn't eat then, I can eat now. Same thing with medication. And anyway, I had my second anaphylactic brain fog type reaction after within 15 minutes of taking my A stimulant. Got up and flushed them. And 0 side effects, no problem. So whenever a doctor looks at me and says, but I'm worried about addiction, I look at them and say, I have a story for you. Because that's not an issue for me. It might be for other people, and I understand that, and I'm not judging, but it's not. Yeah, it's that's not like I can take a. I don't even know what day the crunchies. Yeah, I've waited a long time. I have no idea. She barely takes hers.
I take mine when I remember to, but given the fact that they don't do shit, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, I might as well just genuinely not take them. I might just not take them. Because at this point, the only thing they do is taste really bad when I swallow them. That is the only thing that they do. And there is literally no difference in my day-to-day existence beyond that.
Yeah.
When I take them. So I'm
gonna ask my doctor if she's willing to switch, because she prescribes for both of us. I'm going to ask her if she's willing to let us try like a month-long trial for specifically the A version brand name medication. Because that's after 2 weeks of my husband literally ready to rip out his hair because I was driving him nuts. As we were trying to figure out medications that worked. The day I took the first actual brand name dispense as written A medication. Was life defining in a way that I remember I stopped what I was doing, looked at him because he goes, "It's working." And I was like, "What?" And then I went, "Wait a minute. Is this what normal people think like? Is this what um is this what it feels like to think normally?" And yeah, they can genetically test you for all those, and that for what works and what doesn't, for psych meds, ADHD, and pain meds, to see what metabolizes best. Yes, they can, but I don't think my insurance company covers that. Because the problem is what genetically works best isn't necessarily going to match with what I'm allergic to or not. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tanaj. I didn't take it for 5 years or 6 years, right?
Mhm.
So the Schmatterall, right? So when I got the first prescription, I was literally like a kid ready to rip into a box of candy. Like, my brain will work. I couldn't wait to turn the light switch on and actually think normally. 0. I get 0, absolutely 0, nothing. So either this is complete, either it's just corn, either it's nothing. But the thing is, I can't be a complete conspiracy theorist on that, because it didn't. The generic ones didn't work for me the first time around either. It had to be the brand name. It had to be DAW, dispense as written. But that's the same feeling I get now when I administer Benadryl. Because it calms everything. Not, it actually, I can feel my face, like, oh shit, see? Yeah. See that? I can feel this go down. I can feel um 1 second. I can feel the swelling leave. I lost 10 pounds the first month that I was on Benadryl, intramuscular, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is making any difference, because I was on twice as much as I'm on now in capsule form when I was living in Minnesota for 5 or 6 years. And it did nothing. Well, guess what? That's because H2s neutralize the pH in your stomach, and make the Benadryl oral for many people ineffective. Why do you think so many people on who have mast cell activation syndrome end up on PICC lines or intramuscular Benadryl? Because the oral is no longer, our bodies aren't processing the oral version, the capsules. But I can tell you when the Benadryl hits, and I can tell you when the Xanax hits because the panic instantly goes away and my physical allergy symptoms start to go away. But yeah, exactly. Mallory says her dad has to have the name brand for a medication because the off brand doesn't work, and that I've heard that from a lot of people. That they're for different reasons, off brands don't work for them, and I'm honestly wondering if that's the issue for me and Aliana. Because if it's the issue for me, it's the issue for her because I copy pasted myself. Give me a second. And I see my doctor next week. And I'm going to ask if she's willing to give it a shot. Because I will tell you this. The person who diagnosed me with what'd I say? Who? The doctor that diagnosed me with ADHD diagnosed me with ADHD when I went in for something else entirely. He just happens to have ADHD also. And was like, by the way, in case you didn't know, and I'm like, what? And he's like, you need this much medication. I want you to start on this kind, and blah blah blah. And I'll explain that. Give me 1 second, Mallory. And anyway, yeah, it was an adult ADHD doctor with ADHD that was like, by the way, you have major ADHD. And I was like, no, no way. And he was like, yeah, you do. And he said, you'll know. And he looked at my husband and he goes, listen, here's how it's going to be. She gets the medication, like a 2-week trial. If you don't notice a difference, or it makes her like anxious as all get out, then she doesn't have ADHD and I'm wrong. However, if she starts completing tasks and moving from step to step, and you notice her calm down, and you're gonna notice before she does, is what I was told. He goes, and if you don't notice what you're supposed to observe in a person who the medication is working on properly, if it makes her hyper as hell, she does not have ADHD. If it calms her down and you can give her a coffee before bed and it helps her sleep, which my Thea used to do when I was little. So I think I was diagnosed officially actually by my Mexican Thea when I was like 5, because she'd be babysitting 6 kids and I was the only one that got coffee before bed. Okay. Anyway, yeah. You realize you have ADHD from a TikTok. Was diagnosed by 2 doctors to make sure. Yeah. I'm so ADHD that that I can't be legally medicated for the proper amount that I need to be medicated on. Okay. Mallory, yeah, the older they know. Oh, they know. He said exactly, Mallory. Okay, so here's the story. This is what I was told by my compounding pharmacist. Okay. He does my compounded intramuscular Benadryl. I was like, I assumed it was like, me and my husband just assumed it was stronger or something, right? Like, because it seems almost harder. It seems harder to get it where we live than anti-anxiety medication. Okay. And we could understand why. And anyway, I find out no, it's 1 for 1. It's exactly the same thing. 25 milligrams of IV or IM Benadryl, intramuscular or intravenous, is exactly the same strength as OTC 25 mg of Benadryl. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly the same. The only difference is the source, the form of administration. The problem with people who, and so when I said Benadryl doesn't work for me when I take pills, even compounded, so it's not my allergies. When I take pills, it doesn't work. And he said, I bet you're taking H1s and H2s too, right? And I said, of course. He said 2 or 3 times a day. And I said 2 times a day for normal days, 3 times a day if I'm having a reaction. And he goes, that's why. Because the H2s neutralize the acid in our stomach and change the pH. And rendering the Benadryl ineffective in our stomachs before it can even get into our bloodstreams. So he said a lot of MCAS patients end up on intravenous, intramuscular, and or / PICC lines. I'm allergic to latex, so I can't do a PICC line like all the time. There's if it's necessary for an antibiotic, I mean, I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? But like, if I can stick myself for the medication for daily for daily, then I will. Because if I do daily adhesives, I'm just furthering my latex allergy. You talk to your doctor on Pepcid AZs or Tecflonase steroids. Yeah. I would highly recommend anyone who is wondering if their Benadryl is doing anything for them at this point, or and if they're on Benadryl, or actually, if you have the time, research and and know how to research, look it up yourself, or I can help you research if you want to do it during a live, or see if your doctor is aware of the fact that, hey, does this medication cancel that one out because of changes in pH? Because that could be an issue. So as mine, Tamaj. It's just taken. Tamaj just said that it has taken him. They've been 100% accurate on diagnosing themselves. And yeah, that's my validation. Is sometimes MCAS took me 15 years to get 100% validation. I had a few surprises. I didn't know I was autistic until I had autistic adult friends add me to an autistic a group for autistic parents of autistic kids, and I was like, "Hello, why am I here?" And the group founder was like, "Oh shit, you didn't know," um, which was hysterical. But I still went for the official testing, right, to get an official diagnosis, because I'm a trained journalist, and I am not. And while I 100% agree that self-validation, self-diagnosis is valid, I also will not tell anybody that I have something until it's been diagnosed. So I have to. That's what I needed, that validation to be able to talk about it. Same thing with MCAS. Like I need to have the yes, you do have this, otherwise I can't talk about it. Things that I'm currently wondering about, like epilepsy, I'm only mentioning because the symptoms I was having. Brain fog is a very, very broad term. And I honestly thought I just had like super severe, crazy word brain fog, plus impending doom and anxiety. You know, I didn't realize that what was going on was not that. And because I would tell people, I'm like, I have this like something. I have this. It feels like Alice in Wonderland. It feels like I'm like separated from, everything's like I feel too small. The rest of the world's too big. This, that, whatever, whatever. And uh, then I become friends with a registered nurse who was raised by epileptic parents and works with epileptic patients. And I have a telehealth appointment with a provider during a parent, during which I'm slurring the entire time. And they asked me if I was sober. And I was like, I have 100%. I can't drink anything. You can ask my daughter, who was with me like all the time. I've had water and ice, flavored water sometimes when I want to get spicy. And that was it. And I'm like, I'm out of meds. And until my husband gets home. And because he's stopping at the pharmacy. And they were like, oh, well, you're slurring. So, yeah, I didn't know I was slurring. I can hear it sometimes, but I was not aware of it at all until they mentioned it. So, like, that was very concerning to me. So, I started paying a lot of attention to and researching. And let's just say that my registered nurse friend said that I need to get checked, and then I need certain I need certain brain imaging because she can't diagnose me, but I need to get these tests done. One second. So, okay, guys. It is 1:54, 2:54. I can't tell time. It's 2:54 a.m., right? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get going. I gotta get our nighttime meds together because we both have meds we have to get together. And I have to get the dogs outside because they have been extremely patient. And sometime over the next week, I will break this down, probably just into 2 videos, or I will just separate the section with the news story about the inquest and the food allergy app issue, because that is a major concern for the food allergy community, 100%. So I am going to head on out. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Because, let's see. Oh, okay. I have 344 subscribers, which is what I had 3 hours ago. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's what you need to do. Because I'm not going to be I'm burning through my drafts, and I'm going to be answering questions asked on TikTok. I'm going to be answering them on YouTube. I made $10.50 on YouTube on TikTok last year. I made $85 on one video last year on Facebook. TikTok's a waste of time for helping to finance anything in the family household. But it's a great way for us to just connect as a water cooler situation. So I love it for that. But, and I mean, and I mean this with, I want you guys to start subscribing to YouTube. One, it's free, and 2, the lives last forever. And we can start having an actual voice and conversation and representation on YouTube, which has a nice little habit of talking about chronic illness content creators when negative news hits, and there's not many of us who are able to. We need the opportunity. We need to have our voices heard on YouTube too. So I want to help create a YouTube chronic illness community. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is going to try and get 5 new subscribers every single day, from TikTok over here. And then I'll aim for 10. You know what I'm saying? We got to do this. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I will be posting. I will be going live less on TikTok. Much less. After this month, I probably won't be going live on TikTok at all, unless I'm invited to participate in someone else's stream, one of my mutuals or something. So anyway, thank you everyone for hanging out. Robin, I will do a separate video the corn allergy issue one for you, for the different names. And who are my next 5 subscribers on YouTube? Links are on my bio. Let's see if the needle moves on the meter at all and I get some of y'all to jump over. I will see y'all next time. If I do one tomorrow, I'm timing it and I'm cutting it at 2 hours exactly. Have a good night. Stay safe. And if you have questions, feel free to leave them in any of the comments on any of the videos. But again, I'm going to start focusing my content to YouTube and Facebook as much as possible, and replying to new questions. What I'm answering now are the old ones. I have 300 drafts. So I will be answering new questions on YouTube and Facebook, on the Facebook page. So Chronically Spicy, check my links. Have a good night. All right. Okay, I am going to end the stream, and then I am going to see what I need to do tomorrow so I can break it up into 2 videos so that the story with the Snack Safely news can be its own clip. I might be able to do that with CapCut, so I'll have to take a look. If not, I will just re-record that portion alone as its own separate video, and post that. And I will just rename this video to chronic illness and allergy chat of some sort, so that things aren't confusing, because I want that story to have literally, like, if that's the headline, that's what the video needs to be about, not like a live stream chat. Anyway, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out, watching. Mallory, I enjoyed the conversation. Talmaj, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good evening, and please stay safe.